Hello, and welcome to this adventure in the Stormlight archives. I am your GM, Jasper William Cartwright, and I am very excited to be joined by some wonderful players today. We are going to be exploring the world of Roshar, but I won't babble on too much. We're going to get right into the story. But if you are enjoying this and you want to see more of it, then please make sure you sign up for our email list, where you'll get all the information if we decide maybe to do some more of these or something like that. So make sure you check that out. Born of honor and cultivation, sculpted by high storms, fueled by stormlight, and ensouled by spren. This is Roshar. War defines this land and many of its people. The Alethi chase glory, their bright lords wield shard blades, and their scholars bind nature into fabriels. Meanwhile, in the canyons of the Shattered Plains, the listeners endure, newly remade by the Everstorm. That storm only arrived weeks ago at the Battle of Narak, where the Knights Radiant returned and the True Desolation began. In its wake, armies muster, as Dalinar Kholin, the Blackthorn, the High Prince of War, calls for unity and speaks of a higher purpose. Yet our story does not open on the field of war. It begins in an Alethkar court, where ambition often speaks louder than honor. Our story does not take place in the vastness of Roshar. It begins right here, in Verikev, in the Roion princedom. The banners still hung, their colors have dulled with time, and the golden towers of the palace rise above the city. However, there is a shadow over Verikev. The Everstorm passed over and destroyed much of the city, circumventing its storm defenses. And an even bigger shadow, as the High Prince Roion is dead, passing his lineage and creating an uncertain future. The streets are thick with murmurs of both light eyes and dark eyes, talking about what is to come next. The palace halls, however, are quiet, but at the place where power shifts, it's never still. Agents of the court are scheming in the candlelight, their hands clutching span reeds that pass silent messages across the land. And now, in the wake of Roion's death, the future of the princedom passes to a new High Prince and his companions. So, will you seek to claim power and carve your legend into the stones of Roshar? Or will you and your trusted allies be swept away like so many before, lost in the tides of war, politics, and storms? This is where we begin, Chapter 1. So, we find ourselves in a courtroom. Big stone, elaborate white marble lines the walls. However, there is the occasional crack where a beam of sunlight perhaps peeks through. You can see a ardent perhaps covering a little crack and trying to fix it up. We see the reds and golds of the House Roion in the banners. And there is the sound of distant hammers and people talking. As you can hear in the city, the rebuilding has begun. And I think that over the din of that noise and in this room, you see some anxiety spren dancing around the head of a Chancellor Arnok. He is a dark-skinned Zish man with broad shoulders, and he wears a colorful headpiece, and he speaks in very sort of rushed and hurried tone as he speaks. I just do not think that you are taking this as seriously as perhaps you should. The docks are the heartbeat of Verikev. If we do not repair the docks, we simply cannot trade. To which one ardent Nar, who you all would know very well, a young, pointed-featured Alethi with dark skin and long jet black hair, sort of leans back in his chair and says, The church is a symbol of hope in these uncertain times. It is more important, of course, that we rebuild the Vorin faith and give people something to really believe in. And it is behind these two men, we see a few advisors, and then we see two people, two figures, the Prince Roion and an attendant. Perhaps, Vishara, would you like to describe yourself, please?
Yes, Vishara Tanel is a Vaden woman from Yarkaved, dark black hair with blonde streaking through it, perhaps implying some Iriali bloodline, perhaps in the line. Dressed in house colors, of course, reds and golds. Safe hand covered not by the traditional sleeve, but by a glove. Span reed and notebook and clipboard in hand, perhaps keeping a very fine eye on what is happening around as well. A soul caster worn on the hand as well. A bright eyes woman, but one who is perhaps not as prominent in the forefront of everything that is going on. Very content to linger back and is listening in quite contently, but ready at the prince's side should he need her.
And what is the prince doing now with his piercing amber eyes, looking over this conversation, this heated discussion?
I think the prince is very much sort of a bit present, but isn't very present. I mean, he's looking and he's listening, but there is a feeling of anxiety and anxiousness. There is a sense also of feeling a bit uncomfortable with the wear that he's got on as well, knowing that, physically as well as, kind of spiritually, he's dealing with a lot. As he's sort of listening to everyone and just wanting to go back to the days of where he didn't have much not as much responsibility.
I think probably a sense of, normally you'd be able to sit at the back of court, no one, sort of almost invisible, watching your father, having these conversations and things like that. And I think suddenly being at the forefront, having to sit in a certain way and, I think
it's catching himself, like maybe slouching slightly, then suddenly sitting up again because knowing that he's in sight of everyone, then slowly drooping as well and smiles every now and then.
Marvelous. Would the two of you please make me our first roll? So we're going to go perception as you're looking around this room.
That is a D20, right?
That is a D20, right. Absolutely. So for those of you at home who don't know, we are using the Cosmere RPG system.
I mean, I think I'm rolling in character because I just got a 1.
Oh, right. Okay.
Fortunately, not much better for me. A 9 in total.
9 in total. Okay. We are going to introduce, so we have in the Cosmere RPG opportunities and also complications. There is a section of the book which invites you to include nat 1s and natural 20s in this, and so we will.
Great. Thanks, man. All right, brilliant.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
So there is
I'm glad it was you. I'm glad you got the first one out.
Yeah. Thanks for getting that out of the way.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's all good.
First of all, I think with a 9, it wasn't a particularly high difficulty. You do see or sort of notice perhaps a young Alethi girl sort of poking her head round the door. And I think actually it draws your attention in that direction as you notice there's actually quite a few people who seemingly are sort of waiting patiently outside, waiting perhaps to have a council with the High Prince, though I think they're being sort of shooed back by guards currently. And I think with the 1, that moment of sort of drifting as you, kind of trying to process everything that's going on, your advisor, Yaladar is this sort of old, sort of in his 70s, dull blue eyes, dark skin, Alethi man, kind of, High Prince, are you paying attention?
Yes.
Okay, so what are we going to do? Where do we spend the money?
The money? And in my panic, I kind of looked to Shara.
In that case, I would maybe lean in so that they can't hear me and whisper to the High Prince. It is your decision to make, my prince, but what I would advise you is that Arnok is an opportunist, but he is not wrong. There is an element here of my opinion is, it is all well and good to have a church and faith, but if the people are starving and if they do not have the supplies they need, well, praise to the Almighty will not fill their bellies. On the other hand, Na is a zealot of the Vorin Church and will be rather adamant that his needs are met first. But you can make this decision. I believe that you know to be what is right, and I have faith. But if you need anything else from me or any advice...
What of the people?
I will not lie to you, my prince. Things have been difficult. Since the devastation of the Everstorm, many of the food stores and grain supplies were ruined. Our soul-casting opportunities are limited. Trade would not be a bad thing. Getting in new supplies, new weapons and armor for the soldiers. Soldiers themselves need to be replaced as well.
Roshar, would you roll me a deduction roll, please?
Yes, absolutely. Is this a high stakes or is this a normal roll for now?
Yeah, sure. Why don't we raise the stakes on this one and we'll roll a plot die.
Okay.
So in the Cosmere RPG, we roll a plot die. If it's a 1 or a 2, there is a complication. If there is a 6 or a 5, there is an opportunity. And I'm judging by the reaction there.
Well, I have an ability called Opportunist, which I can re-roll a plot die once per round or once per scene. So I am going to use that because that was a 1.
However, at least you get a plus 4
I get a plus 4 bonus, which will bring this up to a 17.
17 total with a complication.
With a complication.
I think that in that moment, as you sort of cast your attention to the people, you hear sort of first this Alethi man kind of bursts into the room and sort of screams, "What of our houses? Please, highprince, our houses!" As a guard comes across and sort of crashes into him, wrestling him to the ground. And he's sort of, pushing back and fighting. And I think there's a moment where, you see this man, one of your people, kind of, his lips begins to trail some blood as he kind of looks to you quite frantically, begging and pleading that perhaps some of the money be used to repair
I kind of stand as I see this man get taken out. And to the guard, I sort of say, "Enough!"
Sorry, Bright Lord. The guard retreats back.
You? What do you mean of the houses?
So many in the lower parts of the city. So many of us were just exposed to the Everstorm. Our houses. We sleep on the streets. Our children are cold. Please, Bright Lord, anything you can do. Anything. Any spheres that you can lend."
So I kind of take this man's words and look to everyone and also to Roshar and so say, if there's one thing that I've learned from my father is that he was a very indecisive man. One who, probably to his own detriment, wished to please everyone, but didn't please many at all. The funds will go to the homes, to the people.
Right, Lord.
For what is my station without my people? And I'm going to kind of look to the Chancellor. But Chancellor,
You see, he looks furious. He's what
I understand and know of the importance of the docks and trade.
Yes.
And you are an ambitious and clever man. And so,
I don't know what you speak.
20% of the funds that will be given will be going to you as well. However, most of these funds will be spent on the people, for I know that the people need it.
You see that the Ardent stands up, his chair screeching across the stone, and just walks out of the room. A Alethi man looks up at you and goes, "This means so much, Bright Lord. Will you roll me a leadership roll? And we're going to raise the stakes on this, so include a plot die, please."
Ooh, yeah. Come on, baby.
Come on. Big roll.
Yes! Oh, yeah, let's go.
1. Oh, no, I'm near you. Can
I think that
already done
maybe I step in and I will say to the Chancellor, Chancellor, you know that we have many great connections here in the city. I'm sure that the 20% that the prince is offering can be used in a very strategic manner. As he says, you are a very clever man, and I have many connections. Perhaps this new Urathiru will have opportunities. And I will use that as my watchful eye to let you re-roll the plot die.
If you want to pop it in the tray so we can see it on the
There we
laptop.
go. 3, but it's fine.
It's a nothing, but it means no.
I've got a 20 though.
You got a 20.
Exactly,
You got a 20.
exactly.
So to honor the opportunity, I think this actually is where this sort of Alethi man with a bit of blood trickling out of his mouth actually steps forward, and I don't mean to overstep my place, High Prince, but this is a great gift that you have bestowed upon us. So we will offer our labor to the docks to help them repair and get the city back on its feet as much as we can. Thank you, Bright Lord. And he places his sort of hand across his chest. Normally more of a military salute, but I think he's desperately trying to show you a sign of respect. Yes. And I think from there, we are going to pull out of this scene as you will continue to receive people entreating you for your services and your orders during this time. And we're going to shift somewhere up higher in this palace into a small, cramped, sort of rough-hewn stone walls on the side of this tower. There are some Stormlight lanterns on a table, a smaller table, with a battered map of the Shattered Plains that has some scrawlings and sort of dribbling, drawings on top of it. But there is a certain rhythm to this room. Perhaps, Nalum, if you would like to introduce yourself.
In this room, by the window, gazing outward, there is a tall singer, a poshendi, if you prefer, and she's attuned and attuning to a rhythm of impatience, nervousness. Something very important is about to happen, something that is imperative for her to achieve. And she paces over to the table, over to Lara. She has a skin like white marble, and the marbling is red. You can see under her garments, you can catch glimpses of sort of the ridges and texture of parts of a carapace. And she leans over the map, and several times already she's circled a point on this map, okay? And it's four days' ride north of the city. She stares at it again. She says, "The shard blade must be claimed. Do you think the High Prince, do you think he will proceed?"
So Ina Lara Takanum steps forward. She is also very tall, pale, long red hair, dark eyes. She is Unkalaki and has grown up in this palace as a ward of the High Prince. I believe I have spoken to him, and he will do it. I really believe so.
It must be claimed. The shard blade must be claimed.
Will you tell me again about what it looked like?
It is a hard ride, 4 days north of here. A shard blade in the wastes, unclaimed, abandoned for who knows how many years. Taller than a man, gleaming, glowing in its own radiance. I cannot claim such a thing. The shard blade, it is for the High Prince. I feel the High Prince must claim the shard blade. It cannot fall into any other hands. The High Prince is, with respect, no prince of mine, but there are much, much worse hands for the shard blade to be in.
Who do you think would try to claim it?
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want a shard blade? There are, among my own people, some terrible forces that would do terrible things with this blade. And
We will make sure that does not happen.
thank you. Thank you, Lara.
As you say those words out loud, Lara, you hear a little behind you, and there's a little dresser. And you notice just on top of the dresser there is a curious little rock that just sort of opens its eye for a second and looks at you. It appears to be a peak spren.
Hello? Hi. Oh, what is your name? I will call
She just
you.
rolls away off the dresser and
No.
goes underneath.
Oh, hello. I like you. He's very cute. I will call you Little Skip.
And it comes, sort of rolls back under the table again. It's at this point you hear the door swing open, slam open, if you will, as the ardent Nar kind of comes in, like, I can't. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize this room was occupied already. Marvelous. I dare say this whole princedom is, well, may the Stormfather bless us all. When is this meeting supposed to take place? How long are we supposed to wait here? Do we know? You're always hanging around with the prince. Perhaps you could hurry him along, or...
This is not my job.
What is your
Stonehead
job?
does whatever he wants.
Did you just call the High Prince, the Bright Lord, Stonehead?
You're not allowed to say that.
I'm not allowed to...
Sit down. I will go find him.
Will you make me? Let me see. Let's
Sure you're allowed in this
make me a persuasion roll. Why not?
Okay. Oh, that is a nat 19,
Ooh, very
which
good.
will be a 21.
21. You see the Ardent just goes, I will sit down, perhaps because the seat is comfortable. Oh my God. Storm it. And just sort of stares and sits quietly. And a few moments roll by until eventually, I think you see a small figure, a smaller lady, sort of enters in through the door, an Inkspren. Someone who I think perhaps you might have caught a glimpse of, sort of peeks the head around the corner, and then just zips back, and then just a few moments later we see Vishara and the High Prince Roion enter the room.
Kind of walk in, sort of stressed with myself and tired with everything that goes on, and like look around and.
The advisor kind of bustles past you and goes, yeah, very good, very impressive, nice work, yes. Okay, shall we get this over and done with then? Because obviously we have this rather ridiculous notion of going to the Shattered Plains and finding a shard blade, which of course...
sit down and we will discuss it properly.
I don't have many years left to be sitting around doing these big discussions. I want to get on with my life. Go and eat some figs or something.
You and your figs, honestly, by the Almighty.
As they're talking, Lara makes eye contact with the High Prince and kind of gives him a subtle, like, are you okay?
And I kind of, look back and sort of nod, but you can tell that I'm slightly stressed.
Yeah.
Right. So, let's begin.
Okay, well, if it is all the same, I shall do a recap. Please feel free to interrupt me if I get any of the details wrong. But our new friend here, a listener, is that the preferred?
Thank you, yes.
I've been told not to call them parshmen anymore. Sorry, okay. Has delivered us news of a potential shard in the north of the Shattered Plains.
I've seen it with my own eyes. It is not a potential anything.
Of course, sorry, yes, of course. There is absolutely, definitely, 100% a shard in the north of the Shattered Plains, and there is a motion on the table for it to be retrieved. I've spoken with the Ardent. I think that the clearest course of action here is to send Lara. The scout, no? Perfect. You go, fetch it, bring it back for the prince. We're all in agreement? I can grab my fig soup.
One scout. You're to one scout.
Ah, good idea. Nalim, you could go with the scout. Ha! Marvelous.
I do agree with this, and I believe I am the right person to go. But I do also believe that the High Prince should go with me.
What? No, simply not. No, there's far too much work to be done.
It is very important for him to claim the blade.
In Alara Takanum, it is dangerous. We need the prince here in the city. I know you are a scout, but out there, who knows what we will have to deal with?
And in here, anyone could be after him.
Please. No one pays attention to the Roion princedom. No, sorry, sir. Bright Lord, I didn't mean it like that. I just,
I think you're right.
Whoa, no.
No. I think you're onto something. We have been doing things in such obscure and almost lazy ways. Power isn't something that is, and respect isn't something that is given, it is earned.
Oh, Storms.
And the idea of gaining a shard blade myself with people that I trust is an excellent idea.
You see the advisor leans into the Ardent and goes, so who is next in line, just in case? We should probably
Enough.
out ahead.
Prince, are you certain of this?
I am, and Vishara, you will be joining me on my expedition.
I was about to insist I come along if you intend to go on this adventure yourself.
I think it would be right.
Of course. I will always go wherever. I promised your father I would do everything I could to protect you, and that includes this.
How many days out would it be?
A hard ride, Prince. 4 weeks. 4 weeks to the south.
And Nalim, you have made this journey. You know the terrain well?
I rode here but 2 weeks ago. I know it very well.
Perhaps we should overlay any ambush points or places where we could be taken by surprise.
So it would be 4 weeks there and 4 weeks back, meaning that the princedom won't have a leader until...
Couldn't these fancy fabrials make me a new heart? Because I think I might need one. Is the whole court gone mad?
The prince will wield the blade. The prince must claim the blade.
That's if there is a prince left. You're talking about going to the Shattered Plains 4 weeks? How many high storms is that going to be? I don't even know. I don't have that many hands.
You have been an incredible advisor to my father and his father before him.
Watch it. That's it.
I trust you to run this place in my stead while I am away.
Hi, Prince. It's been many years since I've thought or cared to think of my own personage, but I have lost a High Prince so recently, one whom I cared for. You. I knew you when you were run around these halls in no clothes, and I can't bear the thought.
You will not lose me. I will be back before you even know it. Don't go too crazy with power now, old man. I kind of slap him on the back.
Right.
So it is decided then.
Is it?
We will go out, claim this shard blade, gain more, and think of what the next steps will be for this princedom. I believe that this is the right thing to do. The idea of sending a scout 1 or 2 is not enough. Yes, I do believe in your abilities, but you coming back with a shard blade and giving it to the prince, it won't inspire the people. And everything that the people need right now is inspiration, truth, and a kind of look to the ardent. A reality. They need to see power.
It would seem I am outvoted. The church cannot condone such actions, but neither will we stand in the way. I wish you all the blessings of the Stormfather on your journey.
Thank you, Ardent.
Yalada, I will be taking my span reads should you need to contact the High Prince.
Of course,
We
yes.
will be in constant communication.
Yes.
So please don't get any ideas.
No.
Yes. Very good.
I might just wondering if I could just stay in my room for 8 weeks. 8 weeks.
I think it would be good to show face.
Good. Yes. Of course. His old face. Okay. Marvelous. Well, I'm glad we're all in agreement. That's we all came to this with a real idea in our head, and we've all gotten what we want. Good. Marvelous. And as this small council meeting adjourns, of course, Ardent are leaving swiftly, we see anticipation spren filter into the room, feeding off of the energy of these people as they sit around this table with this very large and consequential mission before them. And I think it's at this point that we start to move from day into night as you make for any final preparations that you might have. And I think the whole palace itself seems to shift a little bit. Perhaps sensing after today's words and after what has been decided that perhaps the Roion princedom might be yet destined for more. You toss and turn a little in bed. I think the events of the day playing over in your mind, and I think that you sense as you fall asleep the nearing of fear spren, just sort of like these creeping hands to start to come into the room as there is a moment of reflection. Suddenly you think back to that battle that took place so recently, so freshly in your mind, seeing what happened to your father, and as you drift off into a sleep, you suddenly find yourself stood on a plateau, a large plateau, all the other plateaus around it seemingly an impossible distance away, far too far to jump, even too far perhaps for a bridge crew to help you cross. And there, across the plateau, you see a man dressed in white, carrying an impossibly long blade. You feel as this man bursts forward towards you, placing a hand on your chest as you rise into the air just as your father did, and you feel as the stormlight runs out, there is a sort of kiss of wind and water on your face as you begin to fall. And as you fall, you are rushing towards the face of that man, the assassin in white who killed your father. In the moment right before you would taste that same fate, you awake. And you notice there is a figure stood over you in bed, wielding 2 blades. And from there, we're going to cut over.
What? Come on.
We are going to cut over to Roshar, a small, tiny figure sits on your bedside. A tight-fitting dress, sort of small, bobbed hair, actually smokes from a long, thin pipe. She sort of has her legs crossed and looks over to you and goes, You do know something is up, don't you?
What are you talking about, Sable?
I can feel it. The guards. The guards, yep. Irregular patterns.
Irregular patterns?
Yes. 1, then 2, then a gap, then 4, 1 missing, maybe. A patrol missing.
Sable?
I can feel it. I can hear them. They're so loud and clunky.
Yes, I know they are, my dear. Would you... Perhaps you should go and check on the prince's room for me. Make yourself small, perhaps, and keep an eye on it. See if there is anybody lingering in the area. I want to finish. I can't get my face right. It's too much of my old. No, it's.
You see, she shifts into a full form and looks at you and kind of leans in and goes, sort of, yes, maybe a little. Oh, the High Prince. Okay.
Yes.
2 seconds, and she dashes off, reducing form again and sort of zipping through the door. And I think you're left for a second, and you do. There's a curious moment, I think, as you look out of the window. I won't even make you roll for it. You do see there are a few guards who stand in an unfamiliar place and sort of seem to be like shifting a little uncomfortably in their uniforms.
My room has lanterns, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to take a breath.
As you do, the room begins to dim slightly.
Not enough to fully glow, but enough that I know I can now feel that storm running through my veins, and it's driving me. I can feel there's a moment where I'm sort of sat at my vanity, still brushing my hair, and there's this painful, I know that I don't look right. I can see all these flaws and cracks, but something compels me, and I'm going to stand up and immediately not wait for Sable. There's something wrong here, and I can feel it. And I want to step out into the corridor and start making my way towards the prince's room. But as I do, I would like to spend 1 point of investiture.
Ooh, okay.
And begin to look into the cognitive realm, so I can see anything that is out of place. As I do.
What exactly do
Cognitive realm.
Oh yeah. What is there anything in particular that you're looking for within the
I'm looking
realm?
for any spren that, like, hate spren or anger spren, something that might belay the intentions, or also a flame. Like, if I look into the prince's room and I see more than one person in there, because I can see the flames of their soul, but also like any spren that might belay like a hidden ulterior motive or something like that.
As you look, you sort of scan around, you know exactly where the High Prince's room is. You look up and you see one restless flame kind of flickering and almost sparking as he seems to shift uncomfortably. And you do notice, sort of almost on the outside, as if shifting across the surface of the building itself, a second flame, quieter, more still, more calm, but making its way towards the High Prince's room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to start hurrying, but also if I see guards that I recognize, they have to be ones I recognize, I will be like, come with me, the prince is in, I'm going to be immediately be like, we need to go now. Yeah. Fetch the others and things like that, if I see any.
As you go, you do recognize there are 2 guards, but you do not recognize them.
Okay.
As you move past them, what do you do? Do you talk to them?
No, I think that I would just, if I don't recognize them, I just sort of almost take on that air of...
Can you roll me a deception roll, please? And we'll raise the stakes for this, because why not?
Deception?
Yes, please.
Oh, that's hidden under my sheet. Okay. Okay. So that's a 4, so nothing on the plot die, but it's going to be a 21.
21,
deception.
Okay, yeah.
So I just sort of almost just like, I'll just say like, the chefs are having problems again. You're sort of making small talk as I go by. Like, I'm going about my business.
The chefs.
Yes. Terrible.
Yeah, of course. As you're making your way up, it is, however, Nalim, you sort of walking about the palace, probably taking in this sort of, these structures, these places, everything is so new and fresh to you. You actually hear, almost in an instant, a sharp intake of breath and a sudden sort of burst out loud from behind the High Prince's door, almost like a yelp of panic.
Okay. Well.
Would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I'm in my nimblest nimble form, and I sprint straight for the prince's lodging.
You push against the door, which normally would have guards outside of it, and there is no one there. As you push forward, you see this would-be assassin stood over the prince, two these almost like arm blades sticking out, something covering the face, stood over the prince and lunging as if to plunge into the side of the prince, who is sort of looking, I'm assuming, quite surprised in this moment.
Very surprised.
And we will enter into a combat, and so I will ask you whether you would like to act fast or slow.
As fast as possible.
Fast as possible.
I'm going to be slow.
I mean, it's very in keeping with
You're waking
the
up.
situation.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to say as well that the this would-be assassin one will not have any reactions, as they have the surprised condition, because they certainly did not imagine a singer bursting through the door in nimble form. And you would like to act
Fast, if I'm there as well, absolutely.
within the Cosmere RPG. When two PCs act fast, you normally would get to pick, but just for the sake of this scene, I'm going to say that you act first, and then it will be you. So
Nalin is absolutely quicker than me as well, so it makes sense.
So Nalin, you see this assassin, these two blades ready to plunge into the side of the High Prince. What do you do?
Well, I'm not fully armed, not having anticipated this, but I'm always carrying a knife in my boot.
Yes, of course.
So this is a prince's bedroom, so it's big. Big-ish.
Big-ish.
He's not
It's still a
sleeping by the
modest
door.
princedom. Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I throw the knife then?
Absolutely.
I'd like to. And I'm not expecting a kill shot on a professional assassin, but it might be enough to kind of, deflect something or distract him.
If you would like, you can use a creative maneuver, essentially a chance for you to try and do something slightly extra. It might raise the stakes. There might be other consequences should you not do exactly or not manage to land it. But if you would like to, then you absolutely can.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going for a thrown knife in the direction of the assassin, and I'm going to raise the stakes. I'm going to take a plot
do
dice
it.
as well. Okay. And it's a light weapon.
Light weapon, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's a 3 on the plot dice and a 21.
21. That is, of course, enough to hit our assassin. Where were you aiming, do we think?
Well, it was a reflexive thing, so it wasn't between the eyes. But
Yep.
on 21, I'm going to say trying for between the eyes.
Amazing. I think as you launch this blade, the assassin flinches just in a sort of split second, and I think what would have been a deadly shot, probably through the neck, buries into this assassin's shoulders. Looks wounded, and I think that you in this moment realize that had that knife not been thrown, you were in grave, grave danger.
Right.
Now we see bursting through the door.
Is the assassin still looking like they're about to attack the prince?
Oh, absolutely. The assassin still only has one intention in their mind, and they will be going next.
Vishara will... So I've seen this knife fly through, take this moment, I will...
So I think the first thing you see is Nalin defend the prince and essentially stop this assassin from dealing what could be a killing blow.
With that in mind, I'm going to trust Nalin with something. I'm going to run to the assassin, grab their back, and I'm going to use a surge.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to soul cast them.
Wow. Okay. So, for clarification for anyone who doesn't know, soul casting is when you alter the physical material of something.
And I think that at this point as well, maybe I begin to, Nalin and the prince would see this I am glowing.
I think
with
we will say,
light.
for the sake of the story, I think
I've
the
sucked
room,
in some as I've run up.
any light that was emitting out of goblets or any of our Stormlight gets drawn in this instant as, yes, you see Vishara start to glow. And I think you two instinctively would know this means only one thing, that Vishara, without telling you, is in fact a Knight Radiant. A incredibly powerful member, who only recently have come back to the fore, have recently, up until recently it was believed all the Knights Radiant were in fact gone.
And traitors as
So
well,
a very
in fact,
powerful
long ago.
ally indeed. Let's go ahead.
Wow.
I think we're absolutely raising the stakes on this one.
Boom.
How are we feeling? Ready?
Good.
Because we've got a big roll.
Yes, give me a
Big roll.
second.
Absolutely raising the stakes.
All right.
As you place both hands
Both hands, yeah.
on the back of this assassin as he
Touch
wheels
them.
around, again, these blades out and ready.
And it might almost look like, to Nalin and the prince, I'm almost trying to tackle him, is what it would almost look like.
Except you're shrouded in Stormlight.
Except
yes.
that I'm glowing brightly.
Yeah.
And this is with
And
my
I think at this point as well, everyone would now see also a tiny figure kind of like sat on your shoulder,
Yeah.
sort of with sort of slightly wild eyes, sort of staring at this thing, you know, ready.
This is with my transformation skill.
What?
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon.
Let's go. So that is a nat 20
unbelievable.
and
Yes,
a 5, which means that is an opportunity as well.
Oh my god!
So the way this works is it's technically an attack.
Wow.
Can I maximize the damage with the crit?
Oh, of course. Yeah. And then you can have an opportunity as well.
So
Yeah.
it's 18 spirit damage because
Wow,
it's
okay.
3d6, so it ignores any sort of armor that he
Yep.
has or anything like that.
Wow.
The most important question, Jasper, does that reduce him to 0 hit points?
It does.
So
Thanks to the damage that has already been done.
yeah, so for Nalim and the prince, and I guess for the prince this would be horrifying because this man turns to smoke. Like his body just becomes smoke. Get away from him!
Sable slowly, kind of the back of a hand, just strokes down the side of your face.
Was that me?
Kind of
That was
look at you
you,
in
and-
fear.
And it was incredible.
I didn't think I'm sorry, my prince. I tried to get here as quickly as I could. I saw... Nalim, thank you.
Nalim's completely dumbfounded. Like, her dark grey eyes are as wide as they can go.
I'm sorry.
I kind of back away to the bed and like pull like maybe a whatever's closest to me and kind of point it at you. Like
No, it's all right. It's all right. There may be others. I should... There were other guards. There were other guards that I didn't recognize. They may be... they may be coming.
the guards.
I'm sorry that I have kept this from you, my prince, but I did not know how to... I did not mean...
I kind of get up and I sort of I go to look for Lara.
Of course. I think
away.
as this is happening, will you go ahead and roll me a 20, please, a d20.
And that is a 17.
17, okay. We'll be a little loose with this bit, because what I wanted to know is you hear commotion coming from the High Prince's room. I think you begin, in the same as others have done, to sprint towards. You are accosted by 2 guards as you get up onto the level. What do you think your instinct is with these guards?
Do I recognize them?
No. And they seem to be drawing against you and stopping you from getting to the High Prince. You can hear this commotion coming from in this room. What would your instinct be?
I think Lara would stand there and stare at them for a second. And slowly back down and kind of play demure. I am so sorry. I did not mean to disturb you. And then she throws open her jacket and pulls out a long sword, which she is not allowed to be wielding.
I think as you all in the room dealing with this moment that happens, I think you hear clang, clang, 2 sudden and sharp thuds of sort of armored individuals hitting the floor, and you watch Lara kind of confidently, I'm assuming, skip round the corner, just sort of wiping a blade off and seeing the scene before you. No evidence of any assailant or trouble in this room.
Could I say that as soon I skip around the corner holding the sword out, and I kind of confidently am like, well done, head. And then I see Vishara, who's kind of shaking, and I'm holding the sword. And I hastily just kind of throw it behind my back. Hello.
My prince, please. I mean you no harm.
What is going on?
Enough.
I run to the prince's side.
We will digest this later. I think, and I kind of sort of look like it's still night outside, isn't it? I think we need to leave now. I think we need to, and I kind of get up, and I'm sort of in this kind of weird flurry sort of a mindset as I begin like packing and taking things, and I don't even look at you, Roshar. I'm like, gather your belongings and your things, and we'll leave soon. I kind of look to Lara. Lara, I don't know if you have anything right now, but can you ensure that the horses are prepared? We need to leave silently and quietly. And I kind of look to you and thank you.
Prince?
And then kind of, just sort of in a flurry, get things together. I look at like my royal garb and I kind of, kind of like what I'm wearing now, but I don't take it.
Yep.
I kind of, take my armor and everything, but I wouldn't necessarily take my garb. I kind of put on a hood. I say, Vashara, where is the quickest way out of this place?
The south gate, my prince, of course. Through the servants, the old servants' corridors and things like that. They won't look for us there.
Right.
If they've sent more.
We need to leave a message for the advisor. Tell him that. Don't tell him everything. Make sure that everything is kept everything in calm. People will ask where I have gone and where I've moved to, but we need to make sure that they know that I am still alive and still moving, and we still have everything under control.
Of course, my prince, yes. I will say that we have decided to head out at night to cover our leaving the city, to make sure that we are not followed.
You could see that there is some anger and rage now that I've started to come to. It's starting to come over me in regards to, rather than necessarily the surprise or the anxious or the fear. So I'm not, and there's a reason why I'm not looking at you in the sense of like, I just can't believe what's happened. And again, connect with Lara, and I'm like, how many weapons do you have?
She kind of looks at Vishara and then, many.
Make sure you gather enough for all of us.
I will. And then Lara turns to the other two and says, would you leave us for a minute?
Yes, of course. I will look to the prince one last time, just crestfallen, and head out. But then sort of regain my composure and leave.
You hear a sable on your shoulder goes, I thought it was really rather amazing. And actually, you're quite impressive. So I don't think you should feel bad at all. And maybe that highprince, and I'm sort of imagining that you...
Yes. Sable, no! And then head out.
Amazing.
But perhaps also just as we leave, as Nalim, if Nalim follows, just again, thank you.
I follow, sort of wary but fascinated, like not as terrified now, not as dumbfounded, but so curious.
Lara kind of takes the High Prince by the shoulders and sort of looks at him for a second. Stormlight, what is going on? Are you all right?
I'm beginning to realize that my father was weak. And I have this fear that his weakness has passed to me, and I don't know whether that is some form of trait that can be passed down, because I've always thought myself as strong, and yet I could have lost my life, and I don't know anything. And I kind of go to talk about, to look where Vashara was, but she isn't there anymore. And I look back at you and sort of, you can see that I'm a young boy.
This is Tula Itina. Foolish lowlander talk. You are strong. You're the strongest person I ever know. Because of you, I am strong. And your father, yes, he made his mistakes. But he went to the battle. He fought. And that bravery, that is inside of you. So I will hear no more of this tonight. I will see you in the stables.
Just here, down by your foot, a little, yeah, I think you're awesome too. A tiny little rock by your foot seems to speak up, looking up at the prince with sort of fiery eyes. And we close on this scene, and we will head down to the Shattered Plains. We follow our party as they travel through the unclaimed hills. The long, arduous, perhaps slightly awkward journey, where many questions hang over these four. What their future holds, their place within society, their place within their own palace. Many questions remain unanswered. Who sent this assassin? What do these new mysterious powers mean? Why is there an adorable rock talking to you? And what is next for the mysterious stranger who showed up bearing gifts of knowledge? As you all notice the rolling hills giving way to a large, wide, fractured land, the Shattered Plains, the place where so many wars have been fought. A place that some of you have not long since visited. It was an arduous journey, and avoiding storms and potential run-ins with bandits, you have managed to make it relatively safely. Definitely helped by the fact that one of you is traveling with a rather large white spine. What is the name of your white spine?
My white spine mount is named Spike. It's a rough translation from the original language. And even by white spine standards, this Spike is exceptionally tall. And I have an incredible view from his back. And the way you ride a white spine is very carefully, because his back is covered with like these sort of crystalline, like very sharp plate kind of spines. And so the saddle, as it were, is sort of like fitted around them. And I'm sort of perched between these sharp spines.
And I think probably sort of slightly up ahead, along with Lara, the two of you kind of perhaps cresting a hill, looking over the Shattered Plains. And I think there's probably a moment for all of you. I'd love to know sort of what your character feels when they see this place. It is such a sort of evocative landscape that has borne so many memories. And I wonder if obviously you have recently been here, having kind of discovered this place. How does it feel to be back? How do we think that Nalum is feeling?
So I was just here a few weeks ago, so it looks familiar, and my sort of affinity for the landscape, I can almost see my own tracks. Do you know what I mean? It having been that recent, and I kind of slipped down off the back of Spike and kind of give him a pat on the neck, and he's kind of huffing the air. Like he can almost smell his own scent from those tracks. Yeah.
And you see that he just reaches down and like rips a rock bud up and sort of starts like crunching it, and then
I love him so much. There's a sort of rising rhythm of urgency, like when Nalum speaks, and even when she doesn't, because she's very single-minded, very impatient to get back to this site.
I think you see Spike starts shifting as that kind of rhythm of urgency starts. You know, Nalum starts, the white spine starts like shifting from side to side, kind of looking quite eager, not maybe kind of almost like misinterpreting the urgency as something exciting or thrilling, and sort of just stood on the edge ready for what's next. How do we think the others are? How are we feeling? How does this feel for Lara, seeing this battlefield, this place that you've been to as a scout, but maybe not in the form that you might like to have been? And I think there probably is a moment for you where you're stood sort of next to the prince on the edge of this, this war plain. Yeah.
Quick
Question,
No, yeah, please.
just to confirm, this is where his dad also died,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. So as Lara looks out at all of this and as she looks at the High Prince, I think her characteristically joyful demeanor is taken over by a little bit of sadness for what went down here on this plane, and a little bit of trepidation maybe for the first time for what is to come.
Why are you sad?
I am not sad, little Skip. I am just thinking.
You see that Skip has a big, broad kind of smile. Almost looks like it's carved out of like molten rock. Like sort of cracks run along Skip, and the sort of eyes and the mouth sort of almost seem to, as if like lava sits underneath, and he sort of rolls so that it's now on its back, and its smile is upside down. This is what you look like.
Well, you look very sad. I do not look like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have present for you. And Lara gets down on her knees and starts gathering the little stones of the shattered plane, and then slowly piling them up one by one until she makes a little tower. She goes, "This is for little Skip."
You see the two little legs kind of push out the bottom, and he kind of totters over and then sits down on it and goes,
Uncomfortable seat.
This is your altar.
Oh, I shouldn't sit on that probably.
Well, if you'd like to.
I can?
If you want.
Cool. Can I eat it?
If you want. Okay.
just starts eating the rocks.
Well, he looks sad too.
A little arm comes out.
Stonehead.
Yeah, Stonehead.
You are not allowed to call him that.
But, oh,
Fine, only once or twice.
Stonehead. She said twice.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Fine. Could be better, could be worse. Kind of walk back to where Roshar is.
My prince.
I have a question for you.
Of course.
Were you there at the war where my father passed? I can't seem to recall.
No, I wasn't.
Why?
Because I had duties back in the war camp. My old teacher, Mralt, who served as your father's formal spy master, he wanted me to keep an eye on the war camp of High Prince Sadius.
Funny. I think maybe, if you were here, things might have been a bit different.
My prince...
It's fine. And I kind of walk away. We should continue moving. Where to next?
I think there's a moment as Spren suddenly to full size and sort of looks at you and says,
I swear I'm going to have to say something.
No.
Does he mean to suggest that we could have taken on the assassin in white? I can't truly wrap my head around this, Prince.
Could we? Could we have dealt something? Could we have saved his father? I didn't know I could even do that against the assassin.
Exactly. I don't think that we would have stood a chance. I think we'd be dead right now.
What if I could? What if I could have saved Roion?
You can.
and she looks.
You can save Roion.
It's just... the last time I was here, looking at all of this, was just after Cabranth. It was before I was who I am now. I don't know if I can do this, Sable.
Yes. I always forget how you humans are so jumbled. Listen, I know. It's confusing, scary, uncomfortable, yes. But the pathway is never clear. But journey before destination.
Yes.
That is your oath.
Yes.
He needs the journey. He needs to feel the path ahead of him. A sense of purpose. He is lost. A little boy who's lost, but lost nonetheless. And we can save him. You can save him.
I want him to trust me again, but that will take time and work. And I know that that is something that you have said is part of being an else caller, is working towards something better.
I'm glad that you've been listening to me.
Of course. Still, we should catch up with the others.
Yes, we probably should.
Don't say
misery guts.
anything.
What? Shh. Fine. I'll be proper. I won't even give him a look. In fact, I won't look at him. I'll sort of walk backwards. Starts walking backwards.
So where to next?
Prince, you see this trough here, this valley between these two peaks? That way. That way.
All right.
Would you just give me one quick survival check?
I will. Survival. And that is a 11.
11. Okay. You head sort of in the direction that you point out. At these outermost edges of the shattered plains, you can navigate across larger chasms. There are some permanent bridges that some of them look a little worse for wear after the recent storms, but holding up enough for, especially for a few people to make their way across. And it is actually at this point that you notice something that absolutely wasn't there before. There is a very small camp. You see probably a gaggle of maybe 8 or 9 men, and a few of them seem to be sort of heaving something rather large to the ground. As it appears there is a bridge crew on a plateau just over from you. And they seem to be a little ways, sort of roughly in the path that you need to head. You could choose to avoid them if you wanted to, but you'd have to take a slightly more unpredictable route where you don't know if you would end up crossing the chasm at the right points, etc.
Do they? Oh, okay. So you've seen this, right? Have you all seen this, or?
I think that the two of you, I feel like are probably leading point on this.
The bridge people are ahead.
What colours were they wearing? Do we know?
They are wearing blue.
That should be High Prince Colin's bridge crew, I think.
And how do we feel about High Prince Colin?
I think that, for your father, the Prince Roion, sacrificed his life to save High Prince Colin. He was the only High Prince to show up at the Battle of Narak, when all sort of others sort of forsook that call, as it were. And so I think that is, sort of interpret that as you will, whether you think that was a mistake, whether you think that was the right thing to do.
Previously to this, I had taken off my glove. Lara had taken off her glove. I know, quite scandalous. But as she sees the bridge crew, she slowly and surreptitiously puts it back on.
A sigh of relief.
Vishara is nodding and just sort of like, yes, good.
Lara kind of rolls her eyes.
If we see them, then I kind of look to everyone. I'm like, we could probably call on their aid, but we shouldn't tell them why we are here.
Very wise, I think. Very wise.
So we don't tell them that he's a prince?
No.
No.
Okay, don't worry. I'm stumm. So quiet.
Little skip.
Quiet.
Shh. And then she just picks him up and sticks him in her pocket.
Right. Shall we?
You just start scoring.
As we maybe start heading off, I might try and sidle up to Lara.
Yeah.
In a Lara Takanen.
Lara, please.
Yes. How long has that little spren been following you?
Yeah, I do not know. A few weeks or so, I started to notice him around the palace, and then he was in the wardrobe, and then now he's following me everywhere.
Have you encountered many Peakspren before?
No, but this one is quite cute, though a little annoying.
Hey! Ugly.
It is curious. Most Spren don't really follow humans or people that often. It wasn't until Sable came to me, it had a deeper meaning. Have you had strange dreams, or has little Skip here said anything to you about words?
Whoa, words! Ha! I just remembered a word!
He speaks too many of them.
Utu! That's my name!
Otto?
My name is Utu. Ha! I just remembered a word. Ha!
I like your name.
Thanks.
It is cute.
But I can't be Skip too, that's fine.
We can call both. I will say that I have not had strange dreams, but I have for the first time in my life felt doubt.
About?
I feel like I do not know my purpose anymore.
Well,
She does upside down mouth.
this is quite a curious little one that you've acquired. Listen to this little Spren. I think you may be similar to myself. There are stories. When we were last at the Shattered Plains and I spoke briefly with Brightness Yasna Colin, they spoke of the Knights Radiant and that there are more of us appearing.
No, this cannot be me.
It is what happened with me in Alara Takanum. Sable appeared to me and began to speak to me and
I could
encourage
not
me.
even protect the prince against an assassin. How am I supposed to protect more people?
Perhaps that is something for you to find. It is about the journey, is all I can tell you for now. But listen, be open to this little one, is all I would say.
You see that this little Peakspren hops out of your pocket, the two little legs kind of going utu, 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 utu as he's running, and just goes straight up to this bridge crew and goes, "Hey!"
Okay.
No.
Hi. Hi, how are you guys? And you see this, the bridge leader just looks down like, what in the name?
Laura races up and grabs it. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
That's all right. Hey, how you doing? What? Sorry, I don't mean to be. Is that a white spine? Kind of immediately reaches for a spear and is like, are we okay?
No.
I lean out from behind one of the spines. So you can see
No,
it's being
okay, and that's
ridden.
Calm. And I kind of come off the horse. I'm like, easy, lads, easy. We bring no harm. We're simply crossing, sent on a scout mission by the High Prince himself. We bear the colors of Roion.
Oh, sorry.
We were wondering if maybe you could help us cross, if possible.
We've got orders from High Prince of War. We need to be prepared because I think there's going to be an army shifting through here in the next couple of days.
An army?
Well, probably a skirmish of some sort, I should imagine. A retaliation after the Battle of Nerik. I don't really get the...
From who? What army?
I should imagine High Prince's army. Colin.
He's bringing reinforcements.
I would imagine, yeah. Again, I don't know the particulars. It could be one of the other High Princes. I don't really keep up with them, you know what I mean? A bunch of light eyes, and then looks and goes, oh, sorry, I didn't realise that you were...
What is your name, soldier?
Oh, I'm Bridge Leader Paros.
Right.
This is my crew. We've got Juno, Kunar, Kazmerk's over there. One of them just sort of...
Right. So, you're stationed here for a potential skirmish?
Well, you see, after the Everstorm, some of the configuration of Shattered Plains has changed, and we making sure that we can still make the crossings at the same place, that kind of thing. If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing? 4 years and not to be rude, but a posh Indy and a white spine, it's a little...
Surveillance.
Scouting. You know how the High Prince of Roion, he has a weird way of things.
Yeah.
So he sent us out to do a bit of a scout.
The Royons, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Can you roll me a deception roll, please?
absolutely. Where is there a deception here?
It'll be
Yeah,
on your
there
third
is.
column.
So that is 17.
17. Okay. Well, just scouting. Are you going far? Or, I could probably spare you perhaps a smaller bridge. Maybe 2 of my guys could come with you, and would that work?
Firstly, that is rude. Secondly, we go this way.
Which one is rude? Sorry. What did I?
What you were saying about our dear friend here.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. What are they called again? Songers? Singers. I'm so sorry. I didn't realise. Didn't mean to cause offence. It's still very strange. We've been sort of fighting you for a while, and you're not you. Obviously not you. Like, people that look like you and stuff. So yeah. Right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
This way.
That way. Yeah. Do you know what? How about 3 of my guys? I think that would probably be.
That sounds
Yeah,
very
I think that'd
reasonable
be
of you, bridge
Yeah.
leader, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take 3 of your men. If that's of no concern to you, of course.
No. I mean, just as long as they, come back in one piece and
Absolutely.
we're not gone too long.
We won't be too long.
Sure. Oh, what were your names, by the way? Just so, if,
I will step forward and say, I am Brightness Vishara Tanel, and I am here as a representative of House Roion. You do not need to worry about my companions.
Skip.
Roll me a. We'll go persuasion.
I come in straight away and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm Skip.
Yeah.
Skip's not my name.
Oh, Skip. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Scott.
I kind of sharply looked at Lara like, no! What are you doing?
The totally wrong accent.
Can you just roll me a plot die and see what like?
So you're going to add a plot die
Yeah,
to
but you're gonna add the plot die and see what happens as you say, Scott.
Okay, it's a 4.
Okay, it's a 4. Okay.
It's a 19 on the
A
persuasion.
19. He goes, Vishara, yeah. Skip,
Yeah.
Scop, and Nullin. All right.
Brightness Vishara Tanel.
Of course, Brightness. I am so sorry.
Small smirk comes out of me like, all right, cool, you got that one.
You see that Juno, accompanied by 2 other men, who appear to be a Hadesian man, and kind of steps forward and goes, so I'm coming with you? Exciting. Where are we going?
You will see.
Great. Well, we'll sort of be in tow, and if you need a bridge, just let us know.
For sure.
Great.
And I kind of look back and I'm like, you guys have enough rations for a few days?
Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Between you and me, the High Prince of War treats us a lot better. You know what I mean? It's things are a bit nice, actually. We get paid now, We get paid. That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, to summarize, you'll have a small bridge crew contingent with you who can help you get across any more sort of difficult areas. But I'm going to go to each of you to ask you what you might be doing to try and move this forward as we journey across the Shattered Plains. So whoever has an idea of what they would like to do, go ahead and jump in.
Sure. So I would like to use my insight to kind of keep an eye out for any potential dangers and maybe keeping an eye on the bridge crew as well, and just generally using that insight of the surroundings, basically.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make
all
me
right.
insight. And I think for all of these, we'll raise the stakes.
We're all,
Why not?
I see. I see.
Stakes.
Okay. What's that? That is not very good. So it's a 3 on the plot die,
Okay,
so
so
nothing.
nothing on there.
But it's only going to be an 11 on
11.
the normal roll, unfortunately.
I think as you begin, as you kind of set off, there's I think potentially for you, Vishara, a moment of like being swept up. There's still this kind of lingering sort of tension with the prince, and I think there's literally just like a moment where you kind of end up like bumping into the back of some of the bridge crew.
Just lost in my own thoughts.
Yeah, and you just kind of get swept up a little bit in your own thoughts. And I think as you make your way across to one plateau, you realize actually the gap's too big, so you have to double back a little bit. So that's actually going to be one failure for the party.
Sorry, everyone.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I think for me, I'm going to be using my sort of deduction to kind of deduce whether these guys are trustworthy or not as we journey along to see what we can reveal, what we can't, just to get an idea and a gauge and to help my mind there. So I did a...
And go ahead and give me a plot die as well.
Oh, yeah. 5.
Okay, so that's an opportunity.
Good.
So I got a 10, basically.
A 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think as you're looking at the crew, I think one of them, perhaps the sort of new sort of de facto leader, Juno, kind of looks over at you, this Daisian man. He's got these long, thin eyebrows. Kind of stares, kind of almost catches you staring at him, and it's just like, "Are you okay? Did I offend you? Sorry?"
No, just...
And I think you get a sense that there's like a little bit of distraction as the crew is sort of slowly kind of maybe veering off course. But maybe you feel like you've gotten like a bit of a friend. He's like actually finds it quite nice to have a light eyes just talking to him and being open with him rather than looking down on him. So that is going to be another failure for the group, however. So we're on 2 failures already.
Come on, guys, you gotta pull it out, pull it out, pull it out.
Who's got
All
something
right,
for
let's
me?
fix this. Nalim has an aptitude for field medicine. She has an affinity for the landscape and is adept at survival in these kind of harsh conditions in a way that maybe not the entire party is to the same extent. And she's leading her white spine rather than riding at this point and kind of going from party member to party member and, giving people like water rations if they look like they're kind of flagging and like patching up people when they get scratches and scrapes. She's got, antiseptic and like field dressings and just keeping everyone in good shape.
Amazing. I think there's certainly for the bridge crew, it takes them a minute to kind of get used to your presence, but I think there's like, almost like flips on its head where they get quite excited. They're like, oh, this is like...
She has terrible bedside manner. She's like, water.
But like, they're just like, oh, wow, maybe like actually getting water, like sweet, okay, yeah. Great, go ahead.
No,
give
drink.
Me, medicine.
Drink.
What?
Drink.
Now, I should...
Water.
Is that a no?
No.
No?
No.
Is it a...
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there he goes. Put that there. That was a 6 plus 6 for the medicine, so that's 12, and a 6 on the plot die.
And a 6 on the plot die, okay. That is our first success. As you see, everyone's got a bit of more of a pep in their step. Things start moving that little bit quicker. You are having patched people up. And I think the opportunity that you find in this moment is like, you see that maybe a past high storm or where it's built up with some creme, there is a slightly clearer path for you, and you feel like maybe actually you can make some good time as all of you continue and venture on. Last but not least, Lara.
Lara wishes she could use her swords, which is what she really likes to do. She is trained as a scout. So using her agility, she's going to run up ahead of everybody and try to get a little bit of a lookout to see what's ahead and see if there's anything coming.
Great. Let's see. Plot die.
And that was a 4. And a nat 20.
Hey! Whoa. Natural 20. So you scout up ahead. And I think that as you scout up ahead, you actually climb on like a big kind of sediment buildup. And as you look out and over the shattered plains, I think you have this like amazing like moment of clarity as you see this this like crater, which is I think sort of very much like what you've described, sort of a little ways off in the distance. And it's like you can see it. It's exactly what you described. Amazing. And then just to your left, you see, as on the horizon, a storm begins to gather, and you realize there is a ticking clock, because to be on the plains whilst a storm hits is almost certain death. So whatever you're going to do, you're going to have to do it very, very fast. So we have 2 successes, 2 failures. We're going to do another round. We're going to be as quick as possible, and this is just you. Everyone is moving. What do you say as you see this high storm coming?
I feel like Lara's like, I found it. Oh no. No. And then
you hear a little
back.
no from the pocket.
We have to go. Fast.
And I think all of you, as you now round this build-up of Krem, this hill area, you now see this high storm off to the side, encroaching, this broiling kind of swirl of lightning and stormlight now making its way towards you, bringing with it that wall of wind and rain. So we're going to go back again. We don't have to go in the same order, though, so anyone that's got something, feel free to jump in. And I'm tracking this in real time as well, so let's go.
I'm going to use my leadership now, I think, and then just kind of be like, right, we're moving. This is how we're going to get everyone together and just sort of slightly drop character.
Amazing.
Do I roll a plot die as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Remember, I can re-roll it if it's bad.
That is 21 with a 4.
With a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. What do you think you yell as the bridge crew like kind of picks up this bridge and they're like, and they're kind of looking around a little frantically?
Yeah, I think I'm just like, steadfast, men, steadfast. And then kind of, look to Nal and like, direction, lead the direction, we'll be close behind. Everyone stays close together.
I think Juno, that the sort of leaning bridgeman who kind of made that connection with you earlier, kind of looks at the other 2 and goes, you heard him. We're in this together. Come on. And there's like a real kind of sense of like, we're going to do this as the bridge crew rushes forward, places it down over a larger gap, and you manage to all kind of funnel across. That's another success. We have 3 successes, 2 failures. Who's next?
I'm going to go because I'm very speedy. I'm in my nimble form, but my white spine is also speedy.
I feel like the white spine currently is like having a crisis of confidence as you are as quick as it. And it's like running next to you, just what, like how are you doing this? Like, and it's kind of almost like feeling like it's a race.
But it's big and it's like huge, like broad flanks, like creates a little bit of like shelter from like the kind of precursor, like storm wall stuff. So I am creating a little bit of kind of like shelter,
Amazing.
A little bit of.
We can say that maybe you can direct spikes of anyone that feels like they're, maybe like getting more affected. They like it can kind of drop back or drop forward. I like that a lot. Okay.
Okay, and then let's roll for that.
Why don't we make that then a? Interesting. I'll let you choose. You can either pick discipline or survival.
I should have lent into the speed harder because that's where. All right, discipline or survival. Oh no.
You got this.
I talked myself out of a speed roll. Is the problem?
I was tempted to make it agility.
Let's put that back here. That is a 3, not great, and a 4 on the plot dice.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, 3. Sorry, I'm making that a. What did you say? Survival? Yeah.
Yes.
5.
5. Okay.
And I mean, also not
Pretty
great.
good.
So as you are running, you see that I think maybe Spike's a little too overzealous and starts kind of like sort of buffeting into people as they're trying to run and get their footing. I think at one point actually knocks Vishara over.
I would
and then
go head over heels. I am not physical in any way.
I think there's like a moment of like Vishara goes tumbling and like you have to reach down and sort of grab like hold of some clothes. There's like a chasm right there. It was like a real moment, I think, of difficulty, but we didn't roll a complication or anything. So
No. It's 4.
It's 4.
Lara is actually incredibly strong for her slight stature, and she runs over and grabs Vishara and hauls her back over the chasm using her strength.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Okay, so I rolled a 6 plus 5 is 11. But I rolled a 2.
I was gonna use my talent here.
Okay.
Okay.
Through the fray. I was gonna give it to you on this roll, which is essentially you choose an ally within 20 feet that you can influence. They can use disengage or gain an advantage.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can
Can I re-roll everything?
I think it's like one of the dice, so we'll say that you can. Which one do you want to re-roll?
I can remember with my talent. I can
You can
re-roll
do
the
that
plot
one.
one.
Okay.
So let's use that to re-roll the D20.
We're re-rolling the whole thing.
Yeah.
We are 3 for 3 right now.
Okay.
Successes versus failures.
So
So
you get the plot die re-roll as well.
11 again.
Great!
But then I think I should.
But you also
Yes.
get to re-roll this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank God. And it is a 6.
6.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So 11. Unfortunately, That's another failure. So we're at 4 failures and 3 successes.
Oh,
As you roll, however, an opportunity. And I think that as you roll this opportunity, you're looking out over these plateaus, and I think you're feeling a little... Things are starting to feel a little desperate.
Yeah.
As the storm is approaching at such a speed that it almost feels impossible for you to bridge this gap. I think as you're running, however, you sort of realize that you're running parallel to a chasm, and the chasm itself seems to have a few lips almost on the inside where the creme has built up unevenly. And there might be a way for you to travel into a chasm itself, if only briefly.
I think Vishara will be like, there, I can create an opening, get us there. Like, and I'll point towards the chasm, like, in that direction.
Absolutely. So it's still a little ways, but it's definitely closer to you than the camp.
Okay, great. And I think also feeling, I feel like I disappointed the highprince a little bit in not, fully doing this.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, come now, because I want to make sure he's safe.
Amazing. So you begin running, now almost a dead sprint, and you can now start to feel little flecks of wind and rain as they build up, and in the distance we start now to get these cracks of lightning as they are rolling across the shattered plains. So, here's how this is going to work.
Yeah,
We've got 4 failures,
Right.
3 successes.
Right. We got 1 roll from you, though. Oh my god!
So the storm is building up.
We still got 1 more roll, man.
Do we reach the where this chasm
Not
is?
yet.
Not
you
yet.
see
okay.
where it is. You can
Okay.
see where it is. So, what are you doing?
I will. Can I send Sable ahead of us?
Yep.
To find, and I'm like, find me a place where we can make a cave. Find Sable, go, and I'm sort of directing her.
On it! And you see that she kind of almost like, it looks like she starts like skating on thin air. She's like, starts sprinting forwards. Yeah, what do you,
Can I do this as a transportation? Use my cognitive sense?
Love it. Yeah, let's do it.
That's going to be a 20 with an opportunity as well.
Yes,
Fine.
okay,
heck
absolutely
yes.
incredible. I think as Sable kind of scoots forward, she explodes up into like her full form and just starts pointing like furiously down at like a particular area
There.
of the rock.
There,
and
that
is almost
way.
and is guiding you. I think all you can see as this storm is getting close. Sable herself begins to almost like fill and grow and actually gets bigger. And the opportunity here is that even through everything that's happening, Sable is like a beacon right now, giving all of you a very clear heading in a very clear direction.
Cool.
Amazing. So we are at 4 successes, 4 failures. All I'm going to ask for is 2 more rolls. Who is feeling brave? Who wants to see? Who has something they want to do in this moment?
Well, when we get to the chasm, I can do something because I can use my surge
Amazing.
to do that. So
Great. So let's see 2
Yeah.
other people pick
Okay.
something. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use my athletics essentially to really like push and
Knees up and,
knees
like,
up
let's
and just
go.
for
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a. Oh my god! It's an 8 with a 6 though.
And, okay. Plus 6.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, an 8 with a 6.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
here's what happens. As you're getting closer, I think you see now this cave. The plateaus are starting to get slicked wet with rain, and people are starting to lose their footing. This isn't, a group of well-trained soldiers who are used to fighting in such conditions. This is people who perhaps, other than yourself, are sort of not as experienced. I think that even the bridge crew now are starting to kind of really struggle. And I think what happens is the bridge kind of gets blown to the side, nearly gets destroyed. They manage to hold on, but it's looking very, very desperate. We're gonna have 1 more roll.
Okay.
Who's feeling brave?
I'm going to take my sword, and if the bridge is swaying, how close am I to a rock wall? Like, could I use my sword to
Try and like pin it?
to pin the bridge?
Absolutely. You can go ahead and just make me a straight attack with your sword.
Okay,
it's a heavy weapon.
heavy weapon.
You got this.
Come on. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe not terrible. That's a 10 plus 5, so a 15. And a 2.
A 2?
I can't. I've already used my reroll.
So here's the thing. That would have been a failure. However, with the complication, you get a +4 to the roll.
That's right.
Which turns it into a success. Which means you have equal successes and equal failures. So, as you approach this this area that Sable has picked out, it's now over to you to create an opening for everyone.
And we're surrounded by Stormlight, right? So I can fill myself with Stormlight.
Yeah.
So okay. So this is with transformation, and I can do this multiple times. So like I'll carve out like so. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's good. That is. Oh, well, it's a 2. So there's a complication, but that's going to be a total of 17 plus 4, 21.
21?
So, and I can do a medium area. So I'm gonna just start carving my way in. Basically turning, I put my hand up on the stone, and I focus, and I infuse it, and it fills with light, and it just turns to more water. And it just immediately gets blown away. I'm just gonna turn it from solid to water, which is success. So yeah, just whoosh, and then I keep doing that, pressing in, shaping basically a safe cave for us to take shelter in.
Okay, so as you press this in, I think what happens, and here is the, shall we say, the consequence of this endeavor. I need to ask who is going into the cave first? Who do we think is going straight in, and who is sort of bringing up the rear of the group?
I will go first.
Okay.
I am the scout.
Okay.
This is what I do.
So if I can get like an order, basically, and you can place the crew as well.
Because I have to keep shaping it, so I'll be directly behind, I guess.
First 2 in, and what do we think?
I think I would have led people. I would have not been the. I know you would have tried to push me forward, but there's a princely element of duty and leadership of being the one behind.
We're fighting each other for who's in front.
And I kind of like I will be the last person to enter in to ensure that everyone gets in there.
Okay.
First.
And what do we think?
Well, I was going to. I would be reluctant to leave the prince outside and go in first, because as far as I'm concerned, he's the reason we're all here.
Yeah.
So I need to see the prince into safety before I'm going to dive into the cave. But
as this, as you dive inside of this cave, you watch those of you on the outside as 2 bridge crew kind of jump essentially into the cave mouth, as 3 people on the outside get blasted by the storm wall. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a roll on my side of the table.
Oh.
Okay. You are all going to, the 3 of you, so the bridgeman and the 2 of you, are going to take 35 points of damage.
Sorry, what?
As this wall of water and wind and lightning crashes into you.
Can I take like a reaction?
They've been hit.
Oh,
I
didn't realize.
You thought the danger was going in first.
I thought the danger was going in first.
You watch as the bridgeman Juno, the sort of younger man that you made a bit of a connection with, he literally, as he sees the storm wall coming, he pushes you square in the back as hard as he can. He goes flying backwards, and you hear him scream as he falls into a chasm. As the 2 of you still get hit by it, but you manage to fall kind of like inside of this, in this cave. You drop to 0 hit points. Now the way that it works in Cosmere, when you drop to 0 hit points, you have to roll on the injury table. So I need you to make me you're gonna make me a d20 roll, and you're gonna add your armor to this.
Add my armor.
Oh my god.
So add your armor to this roll.
So that'd be your deflect?
Yes, your deflect.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. That's 12.
Okay.
No, sorry, 11.
Yeah, if you want to roll
Okay,
as
you
well,
want
then
that one as well? 11 as well.
So, as you both dive through, I think that we see as part of your armor got just ripped off of your back. As the wind kind of essentially came through, and you can see the prince's back is smoking as you see this branching effect on the back of Prince Roion as this lightning crashes into him as he falls forward, and you suffer a shallow injury. Roll me a d6, please. 1. So this is a temporary injury that will have a duration of 1 day, but it essentially means you are now injured. So should you drop to 0 hit points again, then you will roll with a penalty. Right. So every time you get an injury, you roll again with a penalty.
Okay.
So you're currently at 0 hit points. However, in this game, you can choose to come back up to 1 hit point. So you sort of can immediately sort of regain consciousness in this moment. I think as you come through, there is a sickening crunch as essentially you dive through with such force that you crash into the side of this cave wall. And I think you can see part of the carapace of Nullum's head sort of cracks open slightly as you receive the same, a shallow injury. And if you can roll me a d6.
Okay. Come on, d6. That's a 2.
A 2. Okay, so you'll be injured. This injury will last you 2 days.
2 days.
I think Lara screams and runs for the High Prince and opens up her water bottle and crouches over him. And Roy, please, are you okay?
Like, kind of.
Roy, have some water, please.
Is he all right?
Roy.
I just pass out.
I can't believe this. 2 times in 2 days.
I will, because that opening is still open, right? Are we still being blasted by water?
No, you're like now you're like well safe. Well safe.
Yeah, okay.
You hear that, production? Turn it off!
It's playing heavens with my hair. I'll run over as well, like to see, like hearing that scream from Lara, like immediately, just turn. Just like, what is happening? What is he all right? Like coming, like literally next to you.
You find yourself in a moment of stillness inside this cave. The storm still raging just beyond it. Smoke rising off of Prince Roion's back. This kind of bleeding, cracked wound on the head of Nullum. Both of you at 1 hit point. And I think a sense of bewilderment with the group. However, I think what you didn't realize is that in the sort of haste to do this, you burrowed quite far, sort of putting and infusing as much Stormlight as you possibly could into this for there to be no risk that this wouldn't work. And you can see that as the cave descends down, this artificial cave, it kind of comes out onto a lip of one of these chasms, which does seem to be heading in the right direction. As we had a mixed success with our endeavor.
I'd say.
However, I will say this. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Okay. Perception. Oh. That is 9 plus 2, 11.
11?
Yeah.
You can hear the unmistakable vibrations. A rhythm of order and a rhythm of servitude. And that very, very familiar rhythm emanates from further down this passage. One that you recently chose to reject. One that you felt was serving one, losing one master just to gain another. And you fear, I think there's a moment where your heart sinks as you fear that perhaps the singers might have already found this location. If we can go ahead and swap to our next set, please. So as the dust in this cave begins to settle, that is when Nullum steps forward and with all these tinctures and knowledge of medicine, are you going to attempt to heal yourself and the prince?
Yeah. Myself first, because I'm bleeding quite heavily from the head, but she kind of staggers over to a wall and opens a kit. She's got some antiseptic, some basic field dressing, and kind of binds up this head wound, kind of squeezes the carapace plates back together. And that's a field medicine.
Okay.
Talent. But then does the same for the prince, which was, what was your injury? It was a shallow...
burn on my back.
Oh, that was it, okay, so that's again like a sterile dressing antiseptic.
Some salve.
It's quite
stings,
painful.
Yeah.
Stings a lot. So do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, we'll say you can roll for both with one.
Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 focus, because I'm going to do this a couple of times.
Amazing.
It's a DC 15 medicine test, And then we're going to roll the target's recovery die. So that's 9 plus medicine is 6, which is 15.
15 is a success, so it's an
So
extra
success.
plus 3.
Yes, plus
Perfect.
3. So what was your recovery die?
5.
5 plus 3, so that's 8
points back. Great.
Yeah.
Can I just find
My
that?
span read.
Perfect.
After being hit for 35.
Yes.
Yaladar back at the Diplalus is like, what? What do you mean 8 hit points?
All right. And then,
I'm coming, Prince!
okay. That's less successful.
Oh, it's fine. You just had to do the one for both.
Is it just one for both?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I
absolutely
will
fine with
also
you
take
both.
8
Yeah.
back
Great.
then.
Marvelous. Did you roll your recovery die? That'll be that
it.
one.
This is different for each person.
Different.
what's your
recovery die.
die?
It's cocked, but we're happy to do 3. Yeah, so 3 plus 3, 6.
So 6.
Yeah.
Great. So you take 6 back. You are still injured, but you have some health back, and you can see now, as this light kind of leads down, you see that kind of winding path, almost as though it's been carved out of the side of this chasm itself. I think maybe even with the limited knowledge, there might even be something that's been done intentionally, allowing people to move through parts or sections of these chasms, the particularly deep ones especially. And before not too long, you do manage to find your way up. And that sort of fear that you had does sort of, at least momentarily, feel like it is confirmed. As you sort of crest up and looking into this like crater which has been used, and before, where you saw sort of this blank crater and then this sort of hill, this creme-covered building that had been cracked open, you now see several Singer war tents have been placed across. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Nalin, if you will. And I'll actually give you advantage for this because you've already been to this location before.
All right.
So you can roll this twice.
18. 16. Perception, you said, right?
Yeah.
So that is a 20 and a 18. So
Okay.
let's go for 20, obviously.
I think some stormlight fills your heart for a second as you look across this camp and you realize, crucially, that there doesn't appear to be, there's like a tent right in front of it, but the actual like building that was sort of hewn doesn't seem to have been touched. So whether it's they haven't noticed or haven't bothered, it still appears that remains untouched. And for everyone else, whoever would like to perhaps could roll me maybe a deduction roll.
Who's got good deduction?
Yeah, who's actually got good deduction here?
I've got a +3 here.
I'm not great. I'm not that smart.
So I'll let you do it.
Oh, no, that's a terrible roll, though, for a 7.
Do you want to roll?
Sure, why not? We're here. Yes, it's a 10.
10. Okay. I think this is a pretty low roll. You do get the sense that this is a very recent camp. Perhaps the actual high storm that is still kind of swirling is possibly the reason that this camp was then set up. Like if they were moving somewhere or traveling somewhere, perhaps they wanted to bed in with somewhere with a bit more cover to it. So it does seem like this is all relatively recent. So how would the party like to proceed? You can see the camp in front of you. The objective, if you will, is through the camp, almost perfectly in sort of front of you. I think you can all now see this point that Nalam is pointing out to you. And of course, at this point, you just hear a little,
Yeah, cool. Are we gonna be really quiet? Like, shh, 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 shh.
as Utu pops out of your pocket.
And Lara's like, shut up, Utu. Oh, go back inside.
Okay.
And you can kind of, I've sort of come to now a bit. I'm like, I think it would be best. Kind of look to Lara. You've done stealth missions before.
Yes.
I think this might be best suited for you.
Yeah, we'll lead the way. Ha! Let's do it.
I could send Sable with them as well to help. She can become very, very small, very hard to see. I could send her with you to help you, to perhaps give you a warning if you're about to be discovered or something. But I think perhaps let's see what we are dealing with here.
I'll essentially give the group a choice. So either we'll have Lara roll with advantage, sort of carving a sort of path for you all to follow, a stealth roll, or we'll do a group check and we'll sort of look for a sort of shared score. Up to you.
I'm happy to go first and
I think
just as
roll
the
with
scout.
advantage.
so.
Yeah.
100%.
And a plot die.
And a plot die.
Well, could I have Sable represent me, maybe be able to use Watchful Eye if the plot die?
If the plot,
as a
yeah,
reroll?
absolutely. Yeah. So we'll say essentially this is you darting forward, finding the shelter of a tent, etc., and then calling
Kind
the
of
party
leading
at the
path.
right time, that sort of thing, making your way.
Before I go, I turn to Roy and I say, I do not wish to leave your side again. I feel quite bad about what has happened, but I will do this, and I will do it well. I will make you proud, I promise.
And I kind of, as a weird, in a sort of surreal moment of actually feeling the near life of me kind of leave me, I kind of grab you by the shoulders and also by the head, and I'm like, I am proud of you. I've always been proud of you. You go.
You hear a tiny little from your pocket.
And Laura darts off.
Okay, shh.
And that is 21.
Okay, you're rolling with advantage, so if you do want to roll again just to see if you get,
Just to see?
just to see if you do better.
21, and that is not as good of a roll, so we're gonna ignore that. And this was a 1.
It's a 1, so I think, Sable will, maybe there's like a guard or like a singer is just about to come round, and this little figure will sort of like, warn you of danger. We'll see.
And it's a 1 again.
Maybe the warning comes too late.
Okay, so a complication. But you get the plus to that. So what was the total, sorry?
21.
Was it 21?
21, so we're adding a plus 2, so that becomes a 23
Right.
in total because the
Isn't it 4?
complication. So a 1 becomes a 2, and a 2
Okay,
becomes a
becomes
4,
a 4.
in the,
Cool.
for the complication.
Okay.
So you begin making your way through this camp. These sort of rough and sort of quickly assembled tents, boxes kind of thrown in places like just this camp has unfolded very quickly, and therefore provides lots of places for you to perhaps like make your way through without being noticed. And you go ushering across. Everyone is making their way, and I think what happens with this complication is the three of you find yourself right at that tent, sort of the flap of it billowing open, and you can see this grand-looking war table inside. And on the other side of it, just the gleam of a shard blade. But you realize that Nalim is not there. It's Nalim. The complication here is you hear this guttural noise as this fused, this towering creature with billowing ribbons seeming to extend almost off of its face. A masked one looks at you and says,
You reject us, will you? You assign.
and he just spits at your feet.
You would go back to those made of flesh.
You see that he starts to draw this large sword and sort of step towards you. What do you do?
Okay, she's terrified. This is, he's big, he's scary, right?
And I think you recognize this fused. You recognize this as one of the creatures that you saw that sort of filled you with so much disgust and fear that made you want to reject Odium and reject this way of life in the first place.
He's exactly why I didn't want the shard blade to fall into the hands of these people. Right, okay. I did, and I do reject you and your kind. I return to the Alethi, not as a servant, but to maintain my freedom.
They will never treat you as equal. death is all they know, and we shall bring it to them.
And the vibrations, the rhythm that you get from this creature almost brings you to your knees. It is like a pounding war drum, as if it is beating you down. And I think as the storm rages around, you feel this, and you feel this sort of the moment as this creature tries to bring you to your knees in front of it. I think you feel a sense of strength start to build up inside of you as you start to change into a form that you have never worn or had before.
Okay. So the power of the Everstorm still in the air, and the kind of the fraught, the anxiety, the fear, but also the powerful sense of rejection, the powerful need to reject this new master fills her.
Yeah, I think as you're there, I think you see Fearspren, these hands crawling up your body, and two of them seem to form and coalesce inside of you, and that fills you with like a power and a strength.
Yeah, and that turns outward, that power turns outward, and if you're watching, you see the carapace kind of like defuse and refuse, like configure itself in a new form, in a bigger, taller, somehow spikier form, and it's a war form.
So you assume for the first time war form, and I think this fused kind of almost, I think as close to a chuckle as this sort of twisted thing can.
Yeah.
Back in the sort of at the edge of this tent, you see this happening. You do see that Nalum seems very assured, and what you do notice is that shard blade is right there.
I think.
On the other side of the tent?
Yeah, there's nothing else in this tent. It is literally, you see this like map in front of you, this war map.
I think there's something in me that goes and looks at the shard blade, and almost hypnotized by this, I begin to make my way towards it to get this blade.
I think the two of you, like, there is a moment as you perhaps go to step with the prince, and Sable and Utu kind of like, sort of almost simultaneously seem to like stop and like recoil a bit, and they're like, no, not you, not that, no.
What? Why?
I can feel some. It's those blades. They are not proper.
It won't harm him.
No, there is nothing different about that blade. It's just they give us Spren the make us feel a bit uncomfortable.
Lara, this is right. It should be him who claims it.
And I will stand guard. And she pulls out her sword and faces the entrance of the tent.
You reach out. You see before you this gleaming blade, this symbol of strength and power in Alethi culture. It seems to vibrate with stormlight and investiture. And you look at the handle, and you kind of, there's almost a second where you catch your own hand as it sort of reflects in the blade itself, and it's almost as though it was made for your hands. As you reach out and grab hold of this blade, I think you have a moment of, I think there's a moment where you go to touch it and you pick it up, and I think you've probably always in your mind thought how heavy these things must be. These 6 foot, tall blades, how cumbersome they must feel, and it feels light in your hands. Right. As you pull it up, and I think almost immediately you can see, without even thinking, it sort of just effortlessly slices through some of the stone above you as you have claimed the shard blade. And this moment is punctured by a deafening as somewhere in the camp something emerges. You hear the distant whimper of a chull. And the sudden panicked vibrations sweep through the camp. You outside, you see from behind this fuse who kind of bears down on you now, this huge, hulking chasm fiend.
What?
As singers go flying, this thing with a panicked, wild look in its eye, half-eaten chull hanging out of its mouth. You can see it now kind of realizing the situation it's in. And we are going to enter combat.
What?
Oh, come on!
A chasm fiend. Really?
Yes.
A chasm fiend.
And you're level 3, enjoy.
Oh,
my
thought you were joking.
The second I literally saw Mark go, no, please. Okay, so this first turn, what do people want to do? I will say that in terms of eyes on the chasm fiend, that's just you currently. Although you've heard this thing, it sounds bad. So do people want to go fast or slow?
I'm going to go slow.
Slow?
Slow. I need time to think.
I think I'm a fast.
Fast?
Fast.
Fast, okay. You see this fuse immediately kind of whips round. I will say, which of you would like to go first? I think you can kind of have a moment of clocking each other, because you're not far away, right? You're sort of in the mouth of this tent, and you're kind of stood sort of out in the open, this chasm fiend sort of there looking.
So can I tell that the blade's been claimed? Do I have a sense that that's happened?
I think it would be pretty easy for you to sort of look through and see suddenly the prince. I can almost imagine a world where, given this isn't the biggest tent in the world, it's the top of a shard blade just sort of ripping through, through a tent as you're just walking through, like, this is cool. So yeah, I think that you realize the sort of objective perhaps is shifting now to one of survival rather than of claiming this this thing. And for Nalum as well, even in your sort of short time in an awakened form, a chasm fiend is a creature that, like, even with shard blade and shard plate, it would take multiple sort of highly skilled warriors to take this down. So this is not something that you would want to actively sort of fight or pursue.
All right. Okay, well, in that case, I would like to... What's the fuse doing?
The fuse has its back to you.
Oh. Okay.
It's immediately wheeled around and is like, well, this is a bigger issue that I have to deal with right now.
What are my odds against the fused with his back to me?
I'm absolutely fine with you getting a cheap shot in on the fused.
All right. Okay, all right. Well, filled with the newfound power of this war form and buoyed up by the knowledge that the prince has claimed the shard blade, I would like to take the weapon from the fused, whatever it has, holstered or about its person, and try and jam that between some carapace plates somewhere squishy.
Very, very cool. We'll say this is like a creative maneuver, so we're going to add a plot dice to this.
Okay.
And we'll say, here's what I'll say. This is probably going to be 2 actions. This is kind of like a grapple object interaction. So we'll say that this will be the one roll, and essentially whatever happens in this will determine whether you're able to take the weapon and then sort of do something with it, right?
Okay, yeah.
So let's see what you do.
All right. So this is a...
We'll make this a heavy weapon roll.
Okay,
since
I love that.
This thing
makes sense that a fuse would be wielding
a heavy weapon.
Yeah, okay.
We'll say it's like an axe.
All right, okay, so heavy weapon, that's going to be 15 plus 6, so 21, and then 6 on the plot die.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So what I'll say is that you see this axe wielding in its hand, and that is enough to hit this creature. I think that you take the axe and without even forcing it out of the fused hands, you drive it into the knee of this creature, kind of getting right between 2 kind of carapaced blades. And I think the opportunity manifests here that this creature, whilst not mortally wounded by any means, suddenly is taking a knee before you.
Yeah.
Sort of its back still to you, trying to sort of turn around and see what just happened. And it's it has a moment of looking down. It reaches towards you as the chasm fiend sort of turns its attention in this direction.
Yeah.
So it's at least hampered and can't it wouldn't be able to pursue you.
Okay.
This fused.
I'd like to say, you don't even know what we've stolen from under your nose.
You
have no place here.
And I think there is a moment of it looking up and seeing the Chasm Fiend, who is now surrounded by singers who are sort of panicked, trying to kind of contain it in some way. And I think you see the beast kind of wildly looking around, and it essentially looks in your direction and sees 2, maybe 3 potential adversaries versus what is amassing like tens, hundreds of adversaries kind of from deeper within the camp itself. And it seems like it is prepared to head in your direction as the Chasm Fiend will move shortly, but it is your turn first. Very cool, very awesome.
Could I get a slight clarification? So
please.
I get 2 actions because I'm moving fast.
Yes.
And is movement 1 action
It
and
is.
then an attack would be another?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and how many feet away would you say the Chasm Fiend is?
The Chasm Fiend is like quite far away from you right now. Yeah,
Oh.
definitely. And I also, as well, just as a point of clarification, you would absolutely also know that like attacking the Chasm Fiend wouldn't be like, it's extremely hard to kill a Chasm Fiend. Like they sent whole hunting parties out to kill a Chasm Fiend. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Then in that case, are we all still in the tent?
You're like in the mouth of the tent, and I will say that like the direction that you came isn't like inaccessible. Like that tunnel and kind of area that you carved is still definitely accessible through the camp. There is a few singers, however, like in the way, kind of taking notice now that Nalam has struck one of them. So there are like adversaries that like you probably would need to clear if you were to make your way to safety.
Including the fused, I guess.
Yeah, and the fused is still like taking, like sort of is like on one knee currently crippled. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Laura's going to turn to everyone and say, I think we should go to safety. And then take the vigilant stance as her action.
Very
basically.
cool. Wow. Very, very cool.
And then I think I'm going to start heading in that direction with my sword raised. And I don't know if you want me to roll stealth or perception on either of those.
No, I think you absolutely charge forward. So you're going to sort of make your way towards where to like try and get sort of to safety, carve a path of safety, essentially.
Yes, and making sure that I'm constantly checking behind me.
I think what you do is like as you kind of pass Nalam and the Fused, so sort of tents here, Nalam and the Fused here, you kind of pass them and you almost form now a barrier between these sort of handful of singers that were like approaching in the other direction. So there's like a few of them kind of facing you down at the moment. But like, you've sort of taken this defensive stance. Amazing stuff. So next, because the Chasm Fiend gets to act both fast and slow, the Chasm Fiend begins charging forward towards you. However, that is all the Chasm Fiend does in its turn, but it does get very, very close. It is now going to be your turn. Who would like to go first?
Please.
I think with this newfound confidence of this blade, but knowing this isn't the right moment to kind of use it, I'm going to use 2 of my actions to move forward.
Yep.
So possibly actually ahead. Well, not ahead, but I'm still going to stay close because I think that's a great feat that you have. I mean, how many feet is it actually your...
I think your movement is your speed.
It's any of my allies.
But sorry, what's your speed?
Oh, my speed is 30 feet.
Oh, amazing. So I'm thinking like, is there a way essentially for me to move enough to this first batch of people to begin swinging?
Yeah,
basically?
absolutely.
So I think I'm going to move to the first batch with one of my actions and then use my next 2 to swing.
Okay, so for our shard blade, it will be 2d8, and it also has a deadly deadly property, which means if you want to raise the stakes on this roll, if you get an opportunity, you can spend that to cause an injury, and there is a very high chance when you cause an injury with a shard blade that it will kill them outright.
Cool. Do it.
Damn!
So let's hope for an opportunity, I guess.
Yeah,
amazing.
okay,
Go ahead,
let's do that.
you rush forward. I'm going to give you advantage on this. You're wielding a shard blade for the first time. You're full of yourself. You're feeling it. You've got your friend by your side. This is a very cool moment. So you go forward. There's 3 singers currently in between you and sort of what a would-be exit.
First roll is a 17.
Very cool.
Great.
Okay, that will definitely hit, but let's see what you get.
Is a 16.
Okay, it's definitely going to hit, so then also give me a plot die.
Okay.
And you can have the plot die with advantage as well, because you are...
4.
Okay.
5! Okay.
Yes.
So here's my question. Would you like to spend that opportunity to potentially make this a deadly blow?
Can I use it to essentially give us an advantage forward as well as an opportunity?
Well, I think that essentially, if you like make this a deadly blow, then you will be carving a very safe path for your.
Absolutely.
Okay, amazing.
Right.
So
I
go ahead and roll me 2d8,
2d8.
and then I'm gonna make some rolls.
That's a 6 and a 1. So 7.
Amazing. So you sweep forward, I imagine in like a wind stance where you're essentially doing these kind of broad sweeping motions. You have trained to wield a shard blade as a part of your training. You, as a light eyes, you are trained to use one should the opportunity or should the ever arise. So you know kind of the forms and the motions that you need to do. So you make this big sweeping motion. What was the damage, sorry?
7.
7, okay, perfect. So there's
Would it be
two
a
of
plus?
them. Oh yes,
Yeah, it
is.
would add your strength.
Strength.
So 2, so plus 2, so that's
Perfect.
9.
9 points of damage. So as you sweep forward, they are going to make an injury roll. Now with the shard blade, what is very different to a normal injury roll is anything less than a 15 is deadly.
Oh my god.
It is literally cuts through. If it cuts through your spine or your neck, it kills you instantly. If it cuts through your arm, that arm goes dead and you can't use it anymore. It's
As you
brutal.
sweep through, you see this blade doesn't slice through. It's not some sort of viscera that sprays everywhere. You just watch as this blade effortlessly passes through this raging singer in this war form. And as it passes through, you see first an arm, and then as you pass through the torso of this creature, its eyes suddenly fizzle and smoke billows as they just fall to the ground. You follow through with the swing, it dodges back, cuts through the left arm of the second singer as it falls completely limp, and it sort of looks up at you like, and you feel this kind of rhythm of confusion. It's like this, like arrhythmic, it's not able to kind of like fully gather itself, as it does seem very panicked. So that was, I believe, 2 actions. Because you went slow, you still have a third. If you would like to swing again, you're more than welcome.
Absolutely, of course. At advantage or yeah? All right, dope. 7. Oh, come on, baby. 20!
Let's go. You still have to roll the plot dice, so there could be another opportunity in here. You never know.
Come on, baby. Come on. At advantage. 1. 4. Okay, that's fine. It's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna make another 2 rolls. Let's see. 7 and a 17. You see the second one that had lost the sort of arm that went.
I need to roll my damage,
It's
don't I? Yeah, cool. So that's 12.
12, which is actually enough to kill the second one. So as you sweep through, basically in this whirling kind of wind stance, kind of swinging the blade over your head, sort of spinning as you're going, literally as if you're taking the winds of the high storm itself and harnessing that power, sweeping it around you in these big, broad motions. You see now singers suddenly throwing themselves backwards, desperate to not get caught in this kind of whirlwind of like this maelstrom. And I think that for you all looking on, and especially for you, Lara, seeing this like heroic kind of moment for the prince, knowing like he's fulfilling a potential he always knew he had, I feel like is particularly inspiring. And if you'll let me, I'm going to let you essentially use your commanding presence to give everyone a D4 on their next.
Yes, absolutely. That was exactly, yeah, man.
Incredible. Wow. Okay, great. Sarah, what would you like to do?
Well, I mean, he's cleared the path. Yeah, he's cleared the path, right? But is Nalim still being threatened by this fuse, this big fuse?
I think Nalim is still sort of there, and I think the fuse, while it looks unable to like move freely, like absolutely still has the ability to kind of swing round and, you know.
Can I? You said we're in a big tent, right?
You're kind of coming out of the tent now.
Is there like a blanket or a cloth in this tent that I could quickly grab as I move forward?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Can I grab that? And as I move up, I want to help Nalim. can I throw this blanket over the fused, and then as soon as it's there, grab it, and I want to transform it into stone.
Whoa.
And just engulf him in like a shell of stone.
Move. I love that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it.
So
insane.
Yeah, so I will have to. So as part of this, I have to breathe in Stormlight first. Yep. So that's like one of my actions. I move up.
I'll say that this fused has some gems in their beard.
Perfect.
And they go dull. I think that the fuse sort of looks down, sees the light leave these spheres, and like suddenly like that, there's like a wild moment of like, and it sort of turns around and immediately recognizes what happens. And I think there's even a moment where the fuse kind of just sort of drops its head like what is happening? You know, like there's a chasm fiend showed up and now suddenly a Night Radiant.
Should I do plot die?
Of course you should do plot die.
Ooh, okay. So with the extra D4, that is going to be with transformation. So that's going to be 12, 17, which, according to my chart, because it's a solid to a solid, is fine.
Okay.
So it's DC 10.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because it's a set DC, so it's a solid to solid. But it is a 2 on the plot die, which I'm going to re-roll because I get my opportunist to a 3. So it's not a bad, no consequence.
There's no bad. Okay.
So yeah, it's basically just he is now engulfed in, a blanket as it wraps over him. I wait to the last minute, touch it, and then turn it to stone. So he's just covered by this stone shell.
How many actions was that if you moved and then did that?
So with the breathing Stormlight, I think that would be me done.
That's you done. Okay, absolutely incredible. This you can see now. This kind of it's sort of trapped under this like blanket that's suddenly hardened in place. This masked one is going to try and get out, but it's not particularly strong. That is not the kind of form that it is in. So let's see.
So it'll be trying to be a 17.
A 17. That's not going to do it. That is not going to do it. Let's see if there's anything else it could do.
So I'd probably also say to Nalan, like, let's go, like the prince, I'll point in the direction, let's get out of here kind of thing.
Okay, so as you are, as you're kind of like underneath this, as this thing is underneath the creature, you do see that these void spren, these like dark kind of red spren, suddenly start to sort of dance a little bit around the outside of this, and I'm going to need, I'm going to say the two of you to make me a deduction roll.
Okay. Deduction roll. Go on, after you, please.
Deduction, it is. All right. 2 plus 5 is 7.
7.
Natural 1.
Natural 1, so that'll be a complication as well. You all watch as 2 of these void spren seem to dart towards you, and you have a moment of like, almost like something blinds you. And when you kind of like refocus yourself, you see this fused one stood now kind of bearing down on top of you with this like kind of weapon drawn, and for each of you, you see it kind of strike at the other person.
Right, okay.
So that is going to be the fused turn. And just to clarify for the both of you, you do not see this. You see that this thing remains underneath that rocky blanket. It is now going to be the Chasm Fiend's slow turn. So we are. I need everyone to make me a which one are we? Discipline, please.
Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
They should have got a +4 on their.
That's very true. I mean, you got a 1.
It was a natural 1.
That was a natural 1, so I think that probably wouldn't have worked. But
I got 2.
2. What I'll do to honor that, though, is I'll say you can still use it on your next roll. So you don't lose it, because otherwise, I don't think it would have made a difference to those rolls, but we'll save for the next one. But thank you for keeping me honest. Yes, discipline rolls, please, from everyone.
Okay, discipline.
Oh, that's actually not too bad.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Hey,
yes.
Nice.
I'm very disciplined, everybody.
21
15.
for me.
21, 15.
Discipline, 14.
14, okay. You all watch as this thing erupts that roar again, but being so much closer to it this time, you can feel how it almost like the base of it vibrates your insides as you watch as you all kind of manage to shake it off for a second, but being so in tune with the natural rhythm of the world, you can't help but feel the pain of this creature as it's sort of fighting these things and the fear that exists within it. As I think you kind of get a rhythm of like, or the sort of thing you understand in this moment is this creature is sort of desperate, just like all of you, to survive in this place. There is nothing, there's no kind of malice behind the rhythm of this creature. However, I think as that happens, you find yourself almost unable to move, almost overcome by that rhythm as you are stunned and disorientated. Okay, that is that turn. It does charge forward once again and does look like, as a sort of group, it's going to move, it's sort of moving through you. I don't think you get the sense it wants to hurt you necessarily, intentionally, but it is going through that space kind of one way or another. So we're back to the top, because this thing is definitely dead. So fast or slow?
Fast.
Fast. Okay, great. Who would like to go first? You can choose.
Well, I think I've got this, what I think is the fused bearing down on me, right?
And it's just like, you see Nalim sort of almost like stunned like this, with this fused like about to like pierce like through Nalim's chest.
So can I, for my first action, I'd like to enhance myself with Stormlight to increase my strength and speed.
Yeah.
And then I want to kind of tackle dash Nalim out of the way of this blade.
Okay.
Getting out of the way of the one striking me, and then also trying, because I think they're real, right?
Yeah.
I know what they are. But I'm going to try and tackle her down, basically.
Okay, absolutely.
And with the enhanced strength and speed, like, yeah, I'm going to try and do that. Okay. So what would you like me to do?
Yeah, let's make this an athletics roll with your enhanced strength and speed.
So I'm actually going to get +2 to this. 21.
21.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
19.
With almost perfect form of an NFL linebacker, you just, just like absolutely, like the first time I think Visara's ever done something
physical
as,
and it's surprising, right? Like this very slight, very small figure just sort of nimbly like whips around, like, you know, enhanced with strength and speed.
I think Sable also feeling and seeing the same things as you does the same thing. Essentially, Sable just launches herself like at your head, just like, you know, trying to help in any way that they can as the two of you can, tumble to the ground, but as far as you're aware, kind of away from the perceived threat. Is there anything else that you would like to do on your turn?
Well, I think that's going to be both my actions, because there's one to enhance
of course,
and then one to act.
Okay, amazing. Who would like to go next?
I think it's a brace and essentially like a preparing to sort of like strike in a way.
Yeah.
As, you know, to get its leg.
You can spend an action to hold your like a particular like move. So
I think that's the thing. I think it's an element of if it's coming towards this direction, I almost prepare myself as a way of trying to almost get its leg with the blade to kind of almost like trip it up and slow it down.
Yeah.
And those would be essentially my two actions.
Amazing. Which of you would like to act?
So just to clarify, are all the singers between us and our path out dead?
There's a few tents in the way, so there absolutely could be that some are like
People are
within
in
the
there.
tents or
But the
whatever it
most
may be,
immediate
but like there's
threat
not
is
anything within like a 30-foot radius essentially,
Okay.
other than the fuse that's sort of still under this this like rocky sort of exterior, and then also the actual chasm feed itself.
And how far is that now?
The chasm feed's probably within 30 feet now. It's pretty close.
Okay, so I would re-up the vigilant stance once again, and I think I'd throw a knife.
Okay, do it.
I think she would, Lara stands strong, takes a knife out, and then whips it at the foot of the creature.
Definitely a moment for you where you see her take a knife out of like the sleeve where her safe hand is, and it's just so wrong.
And suddenly just notice the glove is off again.
Yeah. I love the idea of a shot in this
on
moment.
the ground,
It's just like
holding down. I'm like, ugh, so scandalous.
And Sable's just like, I just can't.
Roion, don't look.
I can't look at
Like,
it.
I'm
It's
like-
too much. You hear in your pocket like, yeah, get him.
Okay, that is a 15 plus 5, so that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yes, on the. Oh, sorry, it's a 19.
A 19. You see
Yeah,
as
plus
this
4.
dagger whips out towards this creature and effortlessly ping, off of the exterior. doing absolutely nothing.
No.
You can spend focus if you would like to turn it into a graze, which means that you can roll the dice, but you don't add the modifier to it.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I think that you see that it like as it's like tings off, but you do see a little bit of like blood. Yeah, a little chip kind of trickles down the side of it as this thing. What's the damage die for that? Sorry.
Okay, the damage die for that is 1d4 plus 3.
Well, you wouldn't add the modifier.
Yeah,
on
but you
for
don't
a
add the
graze, yeah,
modifier.
it's just the D4.
I've lost the d4. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one for there. Here we go.
That one's fallen in a chasm.
A 4!
A 4.
There you go.
You watch as this dagger effortlessly ting off the outside as it has a 4 to its deflect, therefore taking no damage.
Yo.
Maybe I knew that before I asked you to do that. I'm sorry, it was cruel, but sometimes I have to teach you a lesson.
You've got to be kidding me.
And then, yeah, you hear in your pocket, I still thought it was cool.
Thank you, Otto.
It's your turn now, right?
All right, Nalim is on the floor, having been like tackled.
Yes.
But it's completely bewildering because, as far as she is concerned, the last thing she saw was someone
like going to
attacking
stab.
Vishara.
Yeah. Going
So
to
how
stab
did that
Vishara.
resolve?
I think essentially it's like Vishara right at the last second seemed to sort of dodge out of the way of this thing trying to stab at it and tackled you to the ground for some reason.
And do I still see that thing, that creature?
Yeah, it's still there, but I think the sort of strange thing is that it still appears to be looking in the same direction, sort of as if like a hand on a shoulder that's no longer there.
Okay, so maybe I have a sense that it's like illusory?
Yes.
At this point.
I think that's fair to say.
Great. Well, can I like shout or somehow like convey that I think this chasm fiend is like best left alone, and kind of like bundle Vishara out of the way.
Yeah,
Like we've got some momentum. We've sort of like skidded across the floor as you tackled.
Just sort of wrap your arms around and keep rolling.
Yeah. Well, just take that momentum. Thank you, and then like keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
out of
Okay.
the
I
way.
will let you as a free action. What do you say? What do you shout? What does Nalim shout?
Okay, the chasm fiend, leave it. Leave it. It wants it. It means us no harm if you can believe it.
Okay. You
Wow,
roll.
that's in rhythm too, and rhyming as
Yeah.
well. That was
Yeah,
great.
that's pretty good.
Amazing. So you've all taken your turns, which now means the chasm fiend takes its fast and its slow turn. I'm going to roll. So essentially, we have two people sort of rolling on the ground. We have you and the prince sort of relatively sort of side by side. This is essentially going to be a luck roll to see like this creature's heading in this direction in a blind panic. It doesn't appear to be hunting any of you or trying to hurt any of you, but it's like it's it or you,
It's
right?
going
It's
through
moving
this
it
area
through this
and
area. So I will say high or low for the two of you.
High
High roll.
High
Yeah,
roll.
take the high roll.
High roll. Nice. I can't think of a way to get Oxventure in there. I'm so sorry. I'll just say it. There you go.
High venture.
Wow, interesting. That's a 1. So it's low, which means the chasm fiend charges directly towards you two. I'm gonna get the chasm fiend to
But it's a
make.
1 though.
As in, so this was just pure luck to see,
damn
and
it.
because we picked high here,
course,
it means
of
that we're.
Of course.
So, the chasm fiend, with an opportunity, charges towards you, and you can go ahead and make an attack for me. We'll add that plot dice, of course. But it barrels down towards you, and I think that there is a moment where it sort of dukes slightly to the right, sort of right out of your range. You kind of, like, it's almost like right at the second, it kind of springs almost, and this giant, like, horn that seems to split at the top, sort of towards the top of it, now is pointed directly at the prince. This is a pretty big roll, so how'd we do?
Okay, I got a 6
Okay,
on the opportunity. But what do I add to my so I'm making a strike, aren't I?
Yes,
So heavy weapon.
heavy weapon.
Oh, okay. So is there an advantage again or no?
No.
Okay, fine. That's fine. 4 plus, so that's 8. It's 8. It's 8.
Total of 8.
Yes, because it's 4 plus 4.
Oh, I see. Oh, no, yeah, okay, yeah, great, okay. So you swing this blade, and I think that what happens is that almost like it gets caught in the current of the rock below, and maybe just not quite anticipating the sheer length of it, you sort of go to bring it up, but you can't push quite through the sort of stone beneath you enough with it being 6 foot. and you bring it up, and it sort of goes right past this creature as it barrels into you. You take... okay. You are going to take 18 points of keen damage as it crashes into your chest, and you, you'll be knocked prone because you will be reduced to 0. You watch as the prince goes flying back. The shard blade stays corporeal because you have not yet bonded with the shard blade, and it kind of skids across the floor. There is a moment now as you, this thing is hit into you, knocking you ahead of it. It continues to barrel towards you, but I need you to roll me on the injury table, and you're going to be rolling at a -5.
Because of the previous
injury. Because of the previous injury.
Oh my god. There was an opportunity though.
You can, yes, absolutely. Don't worry.
Okay,
There's an opportunity.
Okay.
8 -5.
But you're plus your armor here.
Oh, okay. 3. Oh my god.
That would have been 11 -5, 6.
6? That is right on the cusp. It would have been a vicious injury had you got literally 1 lower.
Oh my god.
You suffer another shallow wound as you see part of the horn of this creature, of this chasm fiend, literally is broken off in your shoulder, and it feels as though like bones and sinew and flesh in your shoulder is like almost like you can feel it like not attached anymore. Your arm feels heavy and hard to move as you can see this thing still barreling towards you, barely holding on to consciousness. But I'm gonna give this opportunity to you. I will allow you to make a slow turn here as a part of this opportunity.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you see, you are essentially side by side with the chasm fiend. It's on your right. And you see, having been knocked like 20 feet ahead, you see the prince just laid out. Horn sticking out of the shoulder.
So I run as fast as I can over to the prince, and I kneel next to him. And I'm assuming you're unconscious.
Yeah.
No, this cannot be happening. And as she's sitting there, the images are flashing through her mind of the time that they spent training together as kids, and him teaching her to use a sword, and the assassin in the room, the bed sheets and the blinds all slashed open, and you lying inside the cave. And she stands up and says, "I will be there where I am needed." And she turns around to face the creature as she pulls her sword.
You feel this little on the stone beside you, and you just you can almost feel the little tapping vibrations as this little peak spren is like, oh, yeah, this is it, the words. Oh, the words!
What words?
I can feel them. Can you feel it?
And almost like a long forgotten dream, these words start coming to Lara. Life before death. Strength before weakness. Journey before destination.
You see this peak spren suddenly turn from a little rock into like a boulder. It's like this. And the two of you suddenly become shrouded in stormlight. As if rolling down the sides of this chasm, it fills you up. And you feel this overwhelming, almost sort of too much, this rush of power. Every breath now, you see this kind of brilliant, kind of blue-white stormlight dripping out of your mouth as you swear the first ideal to become a stone-ward knight radiant.
What is going on?
What would you like to do? You are filled with investiture. And technically, you've only used one action. You've got you've got a whole 2 actions that you can do right now.
As the light starts exuding from her, she looks at her hand in awe and almost whispers to herself, "Zaholo Tento." And as she does, she puts her hand on the ground, and almost like a ripple, the stone starts to move in a wave, and it shoots up 10-foot-high spears from the ground, going into the chasm and protecting the two of them in a semicircle around them from the oncoming
Incredible. You see on the other side, kind of like a leg or two kind of like caught inside these spears and spikes, this chasm fiend kind of roaring, and then like taking a second to look behind, seeing the singers approach as just filled with brilliant stormlight. The singers now, all of them, you see them kind of muttering something under their breath as they look towards you. Some of them kind of very unsure, feeling very like almost as if they've seen something that has broken some of their resolve. As they kind of too now like second guessing whether they should pursue this group and what is going on.
And do I get one more action?
You absolutely get one more action.
And with her second action, she reaches down into the prince's bag, pulls out his sash, and as she does, she turns the entire thing into stone and holds it out next to her, so she's now holding 2 blades. As she shouts to all of them, "Bring it on, suckers!"
Yeah, that's right. Bring it on.
Bring it on, you airsick lowlanders!
as this little boulder next, she's like sort of jumping in the air. I kind of imagine that essentially now what happens is like this happens, big kind of this huge moment, and then sort of Vashara and Nalin probably be like, yeah, but also like let's go, you know, like really cool, but we need to still get out of here. Like this is still bad. What we'll do is we'll start to transition out of combat as you find yourselves now picking up this shard blade, still feeling the sort of weight of like strength and power and resilience kind of inside you, though with these 2 sort of wounds and injuries that you have suffered. And we will begin to now transition out of this war camp as I think the singers starting to sing this kind of like almost like a rhythm of like it starts unsure and then sort of starts to move into that deep guttural war-like song as it seems that it's sort of taking a second, getting back into like their rhythms and back into their pairs, their warform pairs. They kind of strengthen their resolve and they seem to want to sort of come after you.
Can I shout out to Lara? So as we, if this is sort of transitioning out of combat, I'll sort of, as we're running, I will grab something, maybe one of the tents nearby, turn it to smoke to create cover, and then as we run through the tunnel, I'll be like, Lara, seal the tunnel behind us, seal it. Sort of as we're making our way, try and sort of help us escape, basically, but give us like cover from archers and things like that with this smoke, basically.
Absolutely.
And Lara then puts her hand on it and the whole thing ripples out and turns into stone, blocking the entrance.
Absolutely incredible. I think hobbling along, dragging this mighty blade behind you, it takes probably the best part of a few hours, but you find yourself emerging back out and onto the shattered plains. You feel warmth on your skin as suddenly the rising sun, the storm breaking, and just knowing that despite the difficulty and strife and struggle, not only did you claim this shard blade, bringing potentially with it newfound prosperity for your people, but also these incredible warriors, these incredible people with abilities and powers that will serve the world over. We're gonna do a little time jump back to Verikev. The sound of trumpets and choral singing awaits the return of High Prince Roion and his retinue. Having sent word ahead via your span reads, I think the note about perhaps making the return an understated thing was a little bit lost on advisor Yaladar, who has informed everyone that the High Prince Roion has in fact retrieved a shard blade and will be coming through the camp, through the city. I think atop a resplendent, large, powerful horse, each of you, and a gnashing white spine spike. You walk, ride down the cobbled streets of Verikev. Your shard blade summoned, as you've now bonded, from the time that you had with it. You see in the eyes of your people something that I don't know you might have ever seen in the Roion princedom. A genuine, palpable sense of anticipation. As glory spren float around the four of you, people see you, and not only do they feel like perhaps there is a future where the city is rebuilt and it is once again glorious, but one where the Roion princedom can be even more than it has ever been. Shardblade by your side, you see a small Alethi girl, perhaps the one that was spying in the courtroom, but a few 8 weeks ago, comes running up to the horse. You see that same guard goes to like put a hand out and then immediately like, sorry, Bright Lord. This little girl comes running up to you and goes, oh, is that really a Shardblade?
It is.
Wow. Whoa. What's it called?
Dawnbringer.
Dad, it's called Dawnbringer! It sort of runs back into the group and you see sort of hoisted up on shoulders and placed on the shoulders of her dad, who kind of gives you a sort of knowing sort of nod. You see actually through some of the winding streets, the docks look in as good a shape as they've probably looked in years, with fresh timber now making up the structures that you see there, and ships, in fact, docked in them. You make your way up towards the palace, and you see that sat at the sort of head of this war room table is advisor Yaladar, who's sort of you're back! You made it! Ah! And he sort of runs forward and gives you a hug, and then immediately is like, oh, I am so sorry, Bright Lord. I did not mean, I can't believe I just did that. I just forgot myself.
Put a hand on his shoulders like, it's all right. It's all right.
Is that the blade?
It is.
This is very exciting. You were right all along. Ah, what a fool I am. Of course you were going to be fine. I'm sure it was fine, and you were absolutely, there wasn't a trouble?
Kind of look to Lara. Yeah, it was fine.
Good. I'm not going to investigate that further. I'm just going to pretend that everything went off smoothly and you found the blade and there was nothing wrong that happened. Ha! Wow. May I ask, is there any plan for the singer to, do they intend to stay with us?
Well,
just because if so, we of course will have a room prepared.
Funny that you ask. You have served us graciously, aided us incredibly. I was hoping that maybe you would join us, or join me, as part of the advisory of this princedom.
Prince, I have served my entire life, but only now do I choose to serve, and I will.
Be most welcome.
We will be all the wiser for you, Nalan.
You see that Yaladar looks down at a hand where he's got this like big signet ring on and goes, I'm too old for this storming stuff anyway, and sort of pulls it off and hands you the ring and goes, please, take good care of him and don't let him do anything so storming stupid like that again.
We'll see.
Great. Pings it to you. Somebody get me a drink. Is there any very quick moment that any of you wanted to have?
Yeah, I go to Shara and...
My prince.
Please, I wish to apologize. My, the words that I exchanged with you on the journey was harsh and cruel. It wasn't right. And I've learned essentially that if it wasn't for the actions, for the way that things panned out, well, we wouldn't be here today.
My prince, you do not need to apologize. I kept something from you, from your father, something that I should have shared years ago, but I didn't because I was afraid. Afraid of how people would react, what they would say, afraid of my own power. I did not yet know what I was, but now, seeing the numbers of the Knight's Radiant swell, I want you to know that if there is anything you wish to know of me, it is yours to know as it is mine. There are secrets that I have held, but I am ready to share them, should you wish it.
Perhaps share the secrets that don't necessarily scare me.
Of course, my prince. In time, I will reveal all.
I will follow your guidance.
You are too kind to me, far too kind. We have great advisors, great warriors to stand beside us, but always I will be your loyal shadow.
There was a moment that happened when the beast nearly ran me through. A weird awakening, a realization. I wish for your hand in marriage. I believe that we can truly run and rule this princedom together, side by side,
Whoa.
stronger together. I know a lot of the other princedoms may see this as an abomination, a warrior queen or princess, but I see it as a way to move forward.
But I am Dark Eyes.
You feel a little tug on your...
Well, we could, yeah, eventually. Okay, sorry. I don't want to ruin the moment.
Everyone would look down on you.
They will see a new dawn. For many years, we have lived in the shadow of other princedoms. This is our chance. Our moment. And for a moment, I really thought I thought it was going to be taken away from me, but I now see that I've been given a chance. Be it either my fate or Stormfather himself. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to throw it away.
Then I accept. Skip.
Stop.
You see as Joy's friends start flooding into the room. I think probably just as much from like Visara and some of the attendants as anyone else. And this moment lingers in the air as a hand in marriage has been accepted. As someone bursts through the door. That same guard who you've already admonished once kind of looks and goes, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. There was no letter sent, no span read, nothing. And he just turned up.
What is it?
He's here.
Who's here?
It's the High-Prince of War, Dalinar Kholin. As the doors begin to swing open and a shadow fills the doorway, and next to that shadow sits a fresh set of shard plate. And that is where we will end our adventure.
Oh my...
Wow, thank you so much! That was incredible! Thank you.
A Blackthorn himself.
The Blackthorn himself!
Oh my god.
And a marriage proposal. I kind of picked up that there was something building, but that took me by surprise.
I genuinely was stunned. I couldn't speak. I was like, what do I even say?
Hey, gotta throw them. What we do?
Oh my word.
Whoa!
Like, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, this has been the most incredible and intense labor of love to pull together this unbelievable, first sort of look at this Stormlight adventure and everything. I really, really hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we have playing it. I want to just really quickly say a huge, huge thank you to the crew who have put in a monumental effort to make this thing happen. So a huge thank you to the crew. Thank you so much. And to my cast. Oh, you have helped me tell a truly wonderful and beautiful story, and I can never repay you enough. So thank you so much for being here today. We are going to do everything in our power to be back here and tell more of this story. So if you enjoyed it, please, please, please make sure you keep a lookout, because there will be information, I am sure, abound about what we plan to do with it. But thank you so much for watching this and for being here, and may you have all the storm blessings in your life. What an incredible way to wrap up the story. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a wrap!
Yeah!
And it's 1 minute before 7. You're welcome. I know that was technically supposed to finish an hour and a half ago, but we got there, okay?
Oh my God, that was crazy! You didn't know.
I didn't know!
That's just this guy. I was like, what?